Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am just doing some very, very last minute things to prepare for today. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to be hearing a lot of songs like that. Okay, then we gotta do... Just fixing up some extra things. I have no idea how these people have so much HP already, and they're only level 2. Alright, this is Rosalie. And of course, my baby girl. Anasil. Okay. So, now that that is caught up, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hello. Oh, goodness. All right, so, couple disclaimers about today's session. Number one, I literally prepared this in 2.5 hours. So if we have to take a short break for me to make a quick map or something, a scenario, please bear with me, okay? Elden Ring has been taking over my life, and with me streaming every day, hasn't really left me a lot of time to prepare. So, anything comes up that I need to fix fast, please bear with me, and I will do my best to work with it as quickly as I can. The fun of GMing, absolutely, you are correct, Rusty. Okay, let's see. Number 2, Roll20 recently just had a major update, and now there is a dark mode on Roll20, so I am no longer going to be getting flashbanged every single time I open this freaking website, and it looks honestly pretty decent. So things are going to look a little different with it. Let me know if you guys do like the dark mode on stream. If not, I can change it back to whatever the light mode that it was, if it's easier for you guys to see. I personally like the dark mode, so whatever is best for you guys, I'm going to roll with that. I can go either way. Alright, so now, everybody does appear to be in chat. So let's go and say hello to everyone. Hello.
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 Hello. Cody, Matt, if you guys pay attention to the chat on Roll20, I have rolled your health, and I have already implemented it into your character sheets.
Okay, awesome. Just trying to do something for you real quick.
Oh yes.
I just sat down at my computer.
Yep, that's fine. Is Matt here?
Says he's muted. Whether he's actually here, I do not have an answer.
Well, when Picard decides to join us...
He unmuted.
What? Picard?
Picard?
Yes. Picard.
Picard.
Check Sir Patrick Stewart is confident any day.
I thought you said Sir Patrick circumcised for a second there.
No, that is definitely not what I said.
That's what I thought you said.
I was just tending to my dogs and putting them outside.
Ah, the Doges.
Yes, the flea, fluffy, four-legged beasts.
Gotcha. Alright, so gentlemen.
And Matt.
Ah, it's best saying Brady.
Last time
Do it.
that we left off. Quick recap.
We are being accosted by pirates.
Yes. You guys are being accosted by pirates as you guys were gladly making your way out of the kingdom of Myril due to a sudden event happening between a delivery service that you were supposed to be partaking in and finding out that the requestee has been kidnapped. From what a hushed voice of the guards and the sharp eyes of, I believe, Gil.
Yeah, I think it was Gil that saw it.
Yeah. For the sharp ears listening to the hushed voices of the guards, Gil managed to hear that the Dark Guild of the Death's Hand was at fault for it. So, seeing as if you guys are now in possession of this book that apparently the Death's Hand were after, The Beginner's Guide to Modification, quickly addressing this to the Serpent Syndicate, Edon ran to them and asked for aid and advice on what to do. And luckily, through their swift actions, they were able to slip Edon enough cash for you guys to take an airship out of the city and making your guys' way through the skies, enjoying the scenery, and spending some time, and now gambling, of course, making their way to the Varruqe School of Magic. However, as they are flying over the ocean, members of the Crow Nest and the crew managed to spot an enemy ship waving scarlet flags on the horizon, on the stern of the airship. And suddenly now, our session picks up immediately after the crew has identified these flags as none other than the infamous pirate gang, the Scarlet Camilla.
I thought our local soy boy here noticed who it was.
That he did.
Well, I mean, whoever.
I did, but at the same time, you mean that we're just completely fucked.
All right.
Good for yourself.
So, quick sip of agua because there's going to be a lot of talking. So, as the warning bells begin to go off, it can be heard throughout the entire cabin, deck, and below on the ship. The crew begins to scramble to the lower decks and calling out to the different students that are on board of the ship to take cover and prepare for battle. The captain, nervously piloting the ship, shouting down at the engine takers to throw as much fuel into the magical engines as they can to gain as much speed as they can to get away from the colossal ship that is trailing behind. So, with this, I would like to know what everybody is doing.
Watching the aft. Just watching that other ship.
All right. So, Brady, peeking over the side, this colossal ship, about 2 times the size of a standard airship. Make me a perception roll. It is still a decently far ways away. Okay. Gil, diplomacy, why?
I was doing things and I misclicked.
Fair enough.
You ignore it.
Okay. All right. So, Osk, as you're peeking over the side and watching the engines exhaust out of the bottom of the ship, you can see from behind the airship. Not a typical transporter airship. This airship appears to be built for battle. As you can see, heavy iron platings that surround the front of it. 2 large ballistas rest in the front of the ship, and you can see off into the distance, tiny little specks what you could detest to be the crew scrambling around as they're preparing their own assault on your own vessel.
Would you compare this thing to the size of a man of war?
Yes, I would say so.
That's where I thought this was going. Usk is just gonna look at it. Oh, shit. He's just gonna keep an eye on it.
All right, so what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm just staring, waiting with anticipation, knowing that if this thing catches us, we're royally fucked.
I'm gonna be down in the engine room trying to assist in fueling this ride so we get the fuck out of here.
All right, Cody, go ahead and make me a strength roll then to see how efficient you are with lugging what you can only assume to be large metal rods. And you can just see everybody like picking up as many as they can and just throwing them into this this really large what appears to be like a gold-plated engine on the lower part of the deck. With a strength of 12, you're keeping up a steady pace. You know, you're keeping calm mostly, unlike the rest of the panicking crew.
Yes.
Dave, what are you up to?
Looking to assist with cannons.
Okay, running around at... All right, so Dave, you and Cody are at the lower half of the ship. Usk is up top. Anethil is actually going to be going down below. All right, so Dave, go ahead and give me a knowledge engineering check.
Oh joy!
Let's Dave try to shoot their cannons.
Should be interesting. Hey, not bad.
Okay, nice. Luckily for you, Dave, this vessel does indeed have basic defense mechanisms. So simple black powder cannons are mounted on each of the sides as the crew are tugging at the chains and opening the side windows and pushing the cannons outward, loading them up. Upon approaching some of the crew to ask of assistance, they say, "Yeah, if you can." Hands you a small bucket and says, "Fill these buckets with the black powder, and then bring them to each of the cannons."
All right, I'll do
You're
so.
on charge duty, Dave.
That's fine.
Powder monkey is one of the most important jobs about loading the cannons.
Absolutely, they are.
Cannons can't fire without powder.
Exactly. So, while Anethil is down below, she being the helpful bard that she is in her knowledge of her bardic powers, she is going to be using her bardic performance of Inspire Courage.
Got an intercom in this bitch. Boost that lady.
So now, as Anethil pulls up her violin, she begins to play this fast-paced and enthusiastic song, and as it echoes throughout the inside of the chamber, even through the roars of the engine, as people are suddenly now quickening their pace, and the cannons are getting loaded faster and faster. Up on the deck, Usk, Gil, you guys can hear the music from Anethil's violin as the captain is continuing to shout out at the crew, barking orders on ways to make them go faster and faster. But Gil, your experience with being out on the ocean and dealing with pirates in the past, you are seeing that this ship, even though you are going as fast as you can, is still catching up.
Well, us. We are going.
The only thing I would say in that situation is prepare to be boarded.
Gil, go ahead and make me a perception roll.
Oh yeah, sure.
You want me to make that too, as I'm still watching the ship?
You can still take the original perception as you can, since you're still keeping an eye on it.
I never made one.
All right, so Gil and Usk, you guys can see that on the front of the ship, it's very easily seen as like the front of the ship isn't usually ships are carved with like mermaids and stuff at the bow of it. This one appears to be in the shape of a dragon's head, and mounted on the sides of it were the two ballistas that Usk pointed out. And now you guys can see that they're actually taking the large ballista bolts off of these ballistas. And you can see about 2 or 3 of the crew members are carrying a much larger, what appears to be a blunt-tipped arrow or a blunt-tipped ballista, and loading it onto both of them.
That's never a good sign.
Usk is gonna yell out, "Prepare to be boarded."
Okay, so upon hearing Usk's voice, the captain of the crew, the captain of the ship, is going to be looking over his shoulder, and Brady and Gil, you guys can see like his face drains to a ghost white, and he's going to shout down at both of you and say, "You, Alf, Half-Orc, head down below deck into the storage containers. One of the chests down there contains a scarlet flag. Grab it and bring it up to me, quickly."
Usk is gonna take off and try and find this container.
Gil's gonna go with Usk.
Okay, so Brady and Gil are now down at the storage container, passing Anathil down the stairs. You guys enter the storage container. There are chests and boxes everywhere.
It opens, we look.
It's gonna open. We're looking.
Okay,
Usk is not being nice about opening them either.
okay, Usk and Gil, roll me D100s for luck rolls to find this flag.
I did better than Brady.
Okay, so you guys crack open open up the first chest. Unfortunately, in there, just a bunch of what appears to be supplies of scroll rolls and like bottles of ink. Usk, give me a strength roll.
Really
Here's what I'm good at.
He's really mounted this on the wall and be like, "In case of scarlet bitches."
All right, Brady. Because of the situation, you feel that gentleness isn't necessary. As you walk down the first box you lay your eyes on, you storm right to it and then just break it down with your elbow.
Like I said, it's opening.
It opens. Open it. Your elbow comes down onto this
Doesn't-
box, spilling.
Doesn't open it.
Yeah, spilling the contents. Unfortunately, not this box, as a whole bunch of canned and boxed food supplies come out of this box. Okay. Now, Dave, give me a dexterity roll.
Okay.
All right. So, even with the bodies of all of the crew members rushing back and forth, carrying the large cannonballs beneath the decks, you're managing to bob and weave your way without spilling any of the gunpowder in each of your buckets to each and every cannon, now fully loading the entire right-hand side of the ship. Edon, go ahead and give me another strength roll. Okay, nice. So, finally getting hold of your pace and the direness of the situation, you're managing to pick up what you once were of 4 or 5 of these larger rods. You're now being able to carry about 7 or 8 of them, and then just tossing them into the engine block. Our 2 searchmen. Give me another D100.
Yay.
Damn it,
Ooh.
Brady!
At least my numbers are consistent.
Yeah, Brady, unfortunately, you are still within the food supply of the ship. Matt, this section appears where you are. You are in everything that is to be delivered from Myril to the School of Magic.
Fuck.
Mostly school supplies and copies of books.
Fuck.
Give me perception rolls, everybody. All right, so as you guys,
we're missing Cody.
Yeah, just give me a second. Come on.
all right, amidst the chaos and the shouting of everything, even through Anathil's playing, Gil, Rose, Gil and Rose, you guys are the first to hear as somebody from the upper part of the crew are shouting, "They are gaining on us."
Fuck. Us, we need to find that flag now.
I'm looking.
Give me another D100 roll, you two.
Shit, yeah!
Matt, tucked deep behind the rest of the school supplies that you were finding, you happen to see what appears to be a much better decorated chest, and compared to the rest of the basic chests and boxes and stuff. Opening this up, you have to shuffle through it a little bit, and there, laying in front of you, what appears to be a rolled up flag, scarlet red.
I grab it and run past us, just going, found it, come on, running, and just dash
You're
as
running
fast
now?
as I fucking
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Dash not as fast as he can.
All right. Dashing as fast as you can through the boxes, up the stairs to the second layer where Anathil is continuously playing, and Rose like dashes by with another round of gunpowder to the other side of the cannons.
Usk does not stop to open doors as he's dashing. He just goes through them.
All right. Then up the second flight, up back to the deck of the ship, running up to the captain. Usk and Gil hands off the flag to the captain, and the captain looks at Usk, and he says, "Son, do you know how to pilot a ship?"
Never done it before, but it's a good day to die.
What kind of check would that be, Josh?
Technically a profession sailing check?
I think that's use device or use magical device.
Yeah, because of the situation, I'm gonna go ahead and say use magic device, because this is technically a magical ship.
I know how to drive a ship.
Actually, yeah, Gil.
I do. I would absolutely know how to pilot a ship.
Yeah.
Then he has profession sailing.
I mean, I don't have it labeled, but I probably should.
Yeah, you probably should. You probably should. Alright, so with this realization, Usk suddenly points his finger to Gil, and claiming that he'd been on the ocean, he knows how to pilot a ship. Captain waves Gil over, and he says, take hold of the wheel for me and just keep her steady."
I'm keeping her steady.
All right. As the captain is going to come over to the back of the ship, and then quickly start to unravel the flag.
I'm just keeping watch on the other ship.
And then you hear from the crow's nest, "Ballista fire."
Usk just yells, "Brace!"
As looking quickly behind you, you guys suddenly see the two ballistas that are mounted on the front of this larger vessel shoot out. As you can see heavy chains trailing behind it. Cody, make me a perception roll.
Okay, perception.
Yeah, piece of scrub with fabric.
Dave, you are also below deck. I'm gonna have you make a perception roll as well.
We're taking on air, boys.
I was actually going to ask if it wouldn't be too much for us to target these ballista as they're flying through the air and shoot them.
Actually, yeah,
They're coming up from behind.
Yeah, there's gonna be actually a couple of pirates mounting these 3 ballistas right here. And I can try and see if they roll to shoot them down. No, unfortunately not.
Okay. You want me to make perception, right?
Yeah, perception roll to hear the ballista fire.
Probably
Okay.
don't. I'm probably too
Or us
cautious.
yelling brace.
Yeah. All right. So, as the ballistas shoot out, you hear three of the ballistas on your own ship blasting out as well, trying to intercept each of these blunt-headed ballistas. And both of them will be striking the back of the ship near towards the center. Cody, unprepared. Actually, no, Cody, you would have heard at least Usk. Rosalie, unfortunately for you, make me a reflex save.
Yep.
Ooh, no. Upon impact of the ballistas, you feel the ship shake a little bit, catching you off balance, tripping over your own feet, falling to the ground, and spilling black powder all over you and the floor of the ship.
I'm a fire hazard.
Everybody else managing a lot of other crew members falling to the ground with you, as suddenly you hear what sounds to be what appears to be the sound of springing metal, and then the ship suddenly lurching backwards.
Those were grappling hooks.
Can we find the chains and cut them?
You really want to cut chains.
Or at least pull out the bolts?
So Cody, as you feel the ship like lurking backwards, as suddenly your speed decreases dramatically.
Yep.
Do you continue?
Before
Do you continue?
before this
Go
all
ahead.
before all this happens, where are we? Are we above open ocean?
Yes.
Okay, just I wanted to make a note of that. All right.
You got any ball bearings?
No, I do not.
That's unfortunate. Have to use a coin instead.
Grape shot.
I look at my fellow crewmates as like, I think we're going to be boarded.
They all look at each other in a panic and they go, "Abandon the engine! Prepare for battle!"
Cut the line.
I do one thing better. I shut off the engine.
We're
Okay.
going down.
Yeah, we're taking them with us.
Ooh, okay.
Cody, I hate you.
Cannon fire into the ship when it starts to reel us in.
I don't know. I want to figure. Is the captain still within earshot of me, Josh?
Yeah, the captain still is within earshot of you.
So, what's the point of that flag?
As he's like trying to, he really fucked up on his his check. he's like fiddling with it, tying it, unknotting it, trying to get it unraveled. And he's like, "This is the only thing that's going to save our skin."
Ask help the man.
Uska's just gonna walk over, grab the bundle, and unfurl it like a tent.
All right. So as the flag unravels, the captain gives you a swift nod as he takes it and he holds it up, spread out, so that way the enemy ship can see the scarlet red of it. And then suddenly, you guys feel the ship starting to sink downwards.
Did I hear the engines cut?
I think we would all hear it.
Yeah, at this point, everybody would have heard the engines cut, as no more smoke is coming from the exhaust.
I assume there's like a line to the engine room.
So
I mean, we could try
exiting.
to shut down.
So, exiting the engine room, Edon, as you exit, you happen to peer down the one hallway. As you can see, what appears to be a large metal claw just grasping on the inside of the ship, and you can see rays of sunlight peering out from the holes from the splintered wood. And you can hear the different boards of the wood cracking from the pressure of the ship going down, and from the larger one trying to withhold its weight up in the air.
Engine room. Hello, engine room. Is there a reason that, they're not working? Flying ships kind of need to fly!
Do I hear this?
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to ignore him.
All right.
I'm going to walk up to the claw and try to sunder it.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and make a sunder roll.
Okay, I believe that's just a full attack. I forget how to do this. BAB at max.
I believe
Believe
there
that's
should.
it.
I believe there should be a sunder rule.
It's
I know.
attacking versus the hardness of the object.
Yeah, you can attempt to sunder an item held or worn by your opponent as part. Oh, it could be anything really.
Okay, yeah. So a 23.
Yeah, a 23 versus iron.
Yep. And it does take the sneak attack damage as well, so it takes a total of 10 damage.
All right. Cody begins to think on his feet and begins sundering the grapple hooks that are withholding your ship. Up on deck, you guys can see now that the airship is slowly descending back towards the ocean. The much larger vessel is also starting to lower itself down. And just around this time, you guys can hear the sounds of the chains cranking and then winding itself in as the ship is getting closer and closer. And then the shouting of the crew that you can see on the front of the ship, now waving swords and guns.
Well, while I'm driving this ship, I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Well, Husk is
Sam?
just gonna yell out.
Oh, fuck, Matt.
Matt,
Oh, whoa,
Holy
okay.
shit.
How?
What?
We died. We died a moment there.
Oh, did my mic go bad?
Real bad for a sec.
Uh-huh.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's see if there's an issue there.
Stop
No,
chewing on
as
your
I
mic,
was-
Matt.
as I was saying, Husk is gonna say prepare for battle.
Mage Armor!
We possibly have an incredibly good shot at that ship with our cannons right now.
I would thoroughly love having an engine, though.
All right, so as the ship is getting closer and closer, Cody, all of a sudden, you can see from these claws that are withholding the ship. Suddenly, they start to glow in a faint light blue as they reach outwards, and then close in upon themselves, and then retract back through the hole that they came from.
Okay, once they detach, I'm going to run back into the engine room and start it up again.
You know how to start the engine?
Knowledge
Yeah, to turn
engineering.
it off.
I mean, yeah, he did turn it off.
Listen,
At this
turn it
point, there are crew members in there trying to restart the engine because Cody fucking shut it off. All right, so with that 17, you and the rest of the crew members that are down there managed to get the engines back up and starting again. And suddenly, up on deck, you guys can feel the sudden shift in direction as the ship stabilizes itself.
Oh my god. I don't know who. This is steering to engine room. Can I figure out what happened there, please?
Yeah, you guys don't hear that, unfortunately.
Oh, the Lord.
So suddenly, in a loud shout, you guys hear through the wind biting at your ears and through the shouts of the crew, you guys hear a male voice come, what appears to be through like a loudspeaker or such. Passenger vessel, you are hereby being ordered to stop, or else you will be shot out of the sky.
Usk just looks at the captain.
The captain is going to look over his shoulder and say, "Stop the ship."
Gil, you heard the man.
I only control going left and right. I don't think I have the brakes.
Down.
Each of the crew members is going to hear the captain. Each of the crew members is going to hear the captain and then shout the order back down. And then Cody, eventually, through a long chain of telephone, gets to the engine room. And as you see, some of the crew members flicking levers, slamming on buttons, and then soon the ship slowly begins to slow down and then start to hover in place. As this larger vessel pulls up to the side and in line with the rest of the crew.
Usk pulls his greatsword off his back and sticks it into the deck.
So on the other side, you can see what appears to be a full line of what appear to be just common soldiers. However, these soldiers waving their guns and shouting and having their swords raised, ready for battle. In one hand, you guys can see their main weapons, but roll me perception rolls for those of you who are on the deck. So Gil and Usk.
Nope.
Usk, aside from their main weapons in their one hand, you can see in their offhand, they have sticks.
I don't trust this. Usk throws his hands up.
Again, over what appears to be a loudspeaker, you hear from the other side, passenger vessel, surrender your weapons, line up, and prepare to be boarded.
Usk just points at his greatsword and backs up to the middle of the ship.
I don't. What the fuck is this? I don't see that.
Line your crew on the deck.
Usk is right here by the mast, just fucking kneeling down, hands up, looking down.
I am not with them.
I'm down below as well.
But you guys would hear the loudspeaker.
The captain is shouting once again throughout the rest of the crew. Comply. Just listen to them.
Usk may be a brute, but he's not stupid.
That takes. We get to see that.
Anethil is then also going to listen to the captain, stop her bardic performance, and then walk up to the rest of the crew. As now each member of the crew is slowly lining up.
Yep.
And you're not technically part of the crew with that.
Well, we still have to line up.
We're still on the vessel.
Yeah.
That's true.
Shove this guy up here
Unless you want to die, that is.
and shove this little motherfucker down there. Yeah,
I
Rosalie
mean,
sit
what,
here.
a couple days swim away from the island.
All right, so as you guys are sitting with your all weapons are strewn along the front side of the deck.
My greatsword's stuck in the deck here.
through a display of different colored lights. Appears to be a little bridge that appears. Probably shouldn't have made this in blue.
Fancy. Got it.
Should have made it in red.
A little darker blue. As what appears to be a magical bridge forms in between both of the ships.
Casters.
And then soon, a small platoon of these soldiers walk onto the ship.
Yay, boarding parties.
Yay.
And then strategically placing themselves amongst each other. One of the mages also walk over. She says, "Where is your captain?"
Husk does not look up, just continues to stare at the deck.
The captain is actually going to stand up and walk over to here, and he's just hands up, keeping an eye on this mage. And says, "I'm right here. I'm assuming your captain wants a word with me." You're right, she does. As now, walking across the bridge, appears to be a woman. In full pirate gear, wielding scimitars and weapons all along her belts.
Not out. Very nice.
Cody, I don't think you want to mess with this one.
Cody might not, but Edon, that's no story.
Does Cody even remember who she is?
No metagaming.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No metagaming. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm aware, but that doesn't matter.
Please withhold comments. Dave is still clueless.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we know who this is.
Matt and Dave are clueless. Let reveal happen naturally. Whoever.
Yeah. What Dave said.
Okay.
So this woman, resting bitch face, walks up, scans the crew, walks up to the captain and says, "I hope you do realize that you are within restricted flying airspace." And most importantly, waving our colors in the open like that. If I'm not mistaken, you must be Captain Malazar. Am I wrong? The captain's going to very quickly shake his head and says, "No, ma'am, you are correct. My name is Captain Gavin Malazar." Fuck that name up. Jesus Christ.
I'd say the boy just fucked up his own name.
I mean, it is a stressful situation.
Very stressful.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Captain Gavin Malazar. And I understand that, yes, I am flying within your airspace. However, didn't have much of a choice. Oh? And what choice didn't you have? If I'm not mistaken, that anybody who flew through this airspace the first time would have simply took our warning to heart, I would say. And yet here you are. So, not only did you break our agreement, but now you're trespassing. Oh, ma'am, this is the fastest way to get to the school, and as you can see, I am carrying students. Tisk. Carrying innocent souls and students through restricted airspace, let alone pirated airspace. You have brought yourself into quite the pickle here, Captain.
Usk says nothing. Usk does nothing. He is aware this is an overwhelming force of power and just continues to stare at the deck.
Drek has a shit-eating grin on his face, but no one can see it.
Gil's just annoyed that we're boarded by pirates.
I mean,
Meanwhile,
I never said Rosalie was going to be on the deck. She'd gone deeper and hid.
while this is all happening, along the bridge that was made by the mages, you can now see another figure crossing the bridge, along with 2 more members of the crew. This one appears to be a lot more stoic and together, I would say.
She's the one you want to talk to.
She doesn't fully come onto the ship, but she does stay within the bridge in its limits. The second one is starting to now walk up and down the deck, inspecting each of the members of the crew. So, transporting students, you say? Some of these people don't even look like students that belong at a magic school.
I assume she's referring to me.
Or the giant fucking dude over here.
Yeah.
You made to do that.
That's racist.
That's classes, thank you very much. Every class can use magic if they really want to. There are feats.
Except the barbarian. When they're raging, they can't use magic.
So use it when you're mad.
So, Dave, you said that you went down and hid into the deck?
Yeah, I would have gone down deeper and hid. Rosalie is not about that life.
So this lady, as she's walking up, who's actually like looking at these pirates?
Nope, staring at the deck.
Those of you who are actually like looking at the pirates, make me perception rolls. Oh, Anathil is scared shitless right now.
Oh, Usk knows exactly what to do in situations of dominance.
I'm looking at something on the pirates.
That one.
I'm assuming it's the red-haired one, Cody. You can't really see much on the other one.
So as these other 3 are coming over here, you're going to hear this one call out in a much softer spoken voice and say, "The entire crew is not on the deck. There are some cowards hiding below. I can sense their magical energy." Oh, really now? So for those who can see the captain, he's starting to shake in fear now. And she's going to walk over, and she's gonna like sit on her heels and say, "So, Captain, who are you hiding, and why?" He's frantically shaking his head now, and he says, "I'm not hiding anybody. Please." Well then. And she's going to then stand up, take out one of her guns, and then just backhand him with the butt of the pistol, causing him to fall to the ground, now bleeding from the side of his head. Go get them. The captain's going to get up and slowly make his way down below deck with one of her boarding party escorting him down there as they're going to start looking for Rosalie. So, does anybody else have anything to hide? Ooh. You're all rather calm and very, very obedient.
My brain just made me want to say, us, what's the bed?
Nope. Us grew up on the road. There are creatures stronger than him on the road.
I know,
He was
just-
taught to listen.
My mask is what's keeping me out of trouble.
Gil just has a very much a stone face of, I'm not going to give him anything.
All right, Dave. At this time, I'm gonna need a stealth roll from you.
That's fine.
Here we go.
Cat and mouse.
Oh, there's probably not going to be any mouse. It's just going to be a cat.
Yeah. A cat and a poorly concealed gerbil.
Dave
Pretty
is
much.
just sitting at a table sipping a cup of tea.
Yeah, Dave. I rolled a 15 on the die.
I kind of figured. I have a -2 because of my emergency penalty.
Ooh.
That's okay if you read the message that I sent you.
Send me a message. Okay, so covered now still in black powder. The captain like scans over the deck or the below deck, and then happens to catch a glimpse of like a patch of your white hair that is still showing through the barrels of gunpowder and stuff. And the pirate is also going to see you as he's going to lift up the barrel, then like reach down and grab like a handful of your hair and yank you upwards.
Not one step forward, or I blow this entire ship to smithereens.
The captain and the pirate are very shocked by this, and he says, "Oh, felled by a little girl." You honestly believe that's going to stop the captain?
Doesn't say anything.
Usk is gonna glance down the line and see who's not here.
Perception roll.
So I want to do the same.
Usk, your youngest companion is not here.
Usk brings one foot up, if I may speak.
Ah, finally, somebody who wants to talk. All right, Shorty, go for it.
I know who's missing. She's not a member of the crew, technically. She's a member of our traveling group. And she is not the brightest bulb when it comes to social situations like this.
She's also a child,
That is also very true.
as I speak out of turn.
Both of you roll me sense motives.
Sense motive.
Oh wow, it did better than I thought I would.
Can I hear this? Oh, I'm nowhere near.
Oh, it accidentally rolled. Why did it roll 3 times? I only clicked it once.
Time to check the mouse, Cody.
Yep. Do you have an auto clicker on by accident?
That mouse doesn't have an auto clicker. That's a shitty little ball mouse.
A fucking course. A fucking course.
Rolled a 1.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yay!
So as soon as Adon shouts out and she's a child, you suddenly see this lady's head like snap over to Adon,
Child. I could have had.
and then her eyes go back to Usk. And she's going to look down at Usk and say, "And you can go with the captain and my crew and go get her." Bring
Very
her up
well.
here. Don't cause trouble. And maybe I'll let all of you survive.
Very well. As us proceeds to go look for Scarlet.
As soon as you get down into the deck, you see the scene happening before you as Rosalie is being held up by her hair in a barrel of gunpowder, with the captain like panicking, holding out his hands, like trying to tell her to just calm down. And
Scarlet,
the pirate is just laughing at her.
Scarlet, don't be daft, and I'm gonna be an intimidate check.
Dave, sense motive. Holy shit, Brady, okay.
I mean, good at one thing.
I rolled very poorly.
Okay, so yeah, Brady is Dave, as soon as you hear Usk's voice, he gets super serious for a second.
More serious than us has ever gotten.
As again, the captain is like pleading to you to just relax and just calm down.
All I say is don't be daft.
Give Dave one moment.
Alright.
No, Dave gets no moments.
I'm just gonna say this situation went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
Yes, it did.
I'm standing here wondering, like, are we allowed to talk? Because they said someone's finally. I mean, I'll talk. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, you'll start talking and never shut up.
Listen, there's one thing I can do as a sorcerer. It's annoy. That's my version of an intimidate check. I just spout off annoyance.
I'm surprised I got away with talking out of turn.
Actually, you're not gonna get away with that.
Ah.
Nice. Okay.
So as the whole situation down below is happening, the captain is gonna walk up to Edon.
He kind of like straightens up.
She gets down enough to where she's face to face with you, and says, "So, I'm guessing they're with you."
I am a member of that crew, yes.
Interesting. She takes her hand and she like runs it up underneath your chin and then takes off your mask.
No, his mask. His whole identity's in that mask.
There's another like mask covering just my nose and mouth.
Oh, is it Kakashi?
Yeah, I have the Kakashi. Like my eye isn't covered or anything like that, but
Commitment to the thing.
yeah.
Commitment to the bit.
She's gonna give you a little clever, as you see her left hand pull out a dagger and then has the tip right up against your Adam's apple. I don't like people hiding anything from me. Take it off.
He reaches up and just pulls it down.
It's another mask.
And there's another mask underneath.
Giant fucking fish lips.
It's just some gonzo glasses now.
Yeah, so somehow I have fake glasses with giant ass nose.
She's
my plain face.
She's gonna wave her mask your mask from side to side and say, "Who else amongst this crew is with you?"
There's a few of us. We have the blue elf boy.
Don't bring me into
down on
this.
my right, down on my right, and then the elven bard to my left. They should be easy to spot.
Indeed. She's going to look over to this other girl, and she's going to just flick her finger over to the side where Anathil is.
We are making our way to the School of Magic ourselves.
Certainly, you don't look like somebody who can cast magic. The elves, on the other hand, that's typical.
Like I said, we're an adventuring group. We travel together. And that's us all. Recently formed, I may add.
She's gonna give you a slight nod, stand up, and she's gonna walk over this way. She's also going to take your mask and just throw it off to the side of the ship.
Oof.
So down below, Dave, what the fuck are you doing?
Dave's just being a child.
Like that mask.
Thank you for giving me some time to think, because
You didn't think that one through, did you?
no, like making things up on the spot is not necessarily my strong suit. I'm not good at it. Rosalie would say at us, pirates are nothing but thieves and murderers. I have no mercy for evildoers. If I go down, I will be taking them with me.
This is not the group to do that with.
Well, if I was there, I could use damp powder.
If only you were there.
Only
But
if I
you're
was
not.
there. I have the perfect spell to counteract this.
The captain's gonna like inch a little closer to you and say, "Little girl, please. This is not my first time experiencing with them. Just comply with what they have to say, and nobody is gonna get hurt."
You swear on your life that no one would get hurt?
This isn't the first time I've come across them. Just please, listen to them.
We need to teach the child some tact.
Hold on.
That's fine. Do you need time, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay. Back up on the deck of the ship. The captain is going to come over to Gil.
I'm
She's-
gonna give her a light wave.
Yes.
I'm guessing you're more of the sailor type.
Oh yeah, how'd you guess that one?
Sailors tend to know who has the skills.
Do you personally just vessel sky ships, or have you traversed the ocean also? Well, most people are like somewhere.
I delve more in the skies. It's how I was taught.
Fair enough. Because I have a certain affinity.
What was that last part, Matt?
I have a certain affinity for the water.
I can tell. Aquatic elves.
Racist.
She's just gonna give you a and just walk away.
I'm fortunate. So, are you just here because the captain's an idiot, or are you specifically looking for something?
Here comes the patented Gil annoyance.
Could be one
I
of the.
will make you monologue.
She's gonna look over her shoulder and just give you a shrug and says, "Could be one or the other."
Fair enough. Who knows the intentions of pirates? Only those who run the ship.
And she's gonna walk back up to the main part of the deck and says, "I am still waiting for the cowards who are hiding below deck. Where are they?"
Can I hear her say this?
Yes.
I'm just gonna grab Scarlet in a full Nelson, holding her wrist, and bring her above deck.
Do I get any kind of save against this?
Are you going to attempt to grapple her?
Sure.
I mean, it is the full Nelson.
Alrighty. Grappling. Fun.
Bring Alrighty's dumb and forgets how to roll a grapple. I believe it's CMB.
CMB versus her CMD.
That does break my CMD, however... Dude,
Liberating command.
Yep.
Alright, give me that escape artist check then.
I remember that this is at plus...
And
twice my caster level.
So this is at +4.
Yes. Well, no.
Plus
Plus
one,
two.
plus 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. You only have one level. Never mind.
No, we're level 2.
I have
He
one
took a level of fighter.
Yeah, he took a level
Oh.
of fighter.
Okay.
everyone,
I'm never going to.
there we
I'm
go.
never going to beat that. I just realized I have a -2 to my escape artist check because of my armor check penalty.
Oh. Yeah, so Rosalie, unfortunately, Usk manages to grab a hold of you and then drag you back up onto the ship. Onto the ship deck, while the pirate is then shoving the captain back up.
She is fighting you the entire way up, by the way.
Yeah,
How tall is
I just imagine Asuka's just like underneath one arm.
Dave, how tall is your character?
5'4".
So we're the same height, basically.
Aren't you 5'5"?
Yes.
I'm just barely shorter than you.
I'm using your wrists as leverage above your shoulders.
So back up onto the ship with a struggling Scarlet. The captain looks over at Usk and says, "Well, finally somebody who knows how to follow directions." She's going to lean down in front of Scarlet and says, "So, little girl, scared?"
Scarlet's going to look her dead in the eyes with the most lethal stare that she could possibly muster. Not scared of pirates. Kill you all if I had the chance.
And here I'm surprised Dave didn't just spit in her face.
I thought he was going to as well.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Same.
I need to make a quick roll real fast. Check my notes. There it is.
We see the bad side of lawful good, everybody.
I'm not lawful.
Yeah,
You
Dave's
said-
not lawful.
I'm neutral.
Ironic, so am I.
How many of us are neutral good here?
Not even
looks like
neutral,
that was good.
just straight neutral.
True neutral?
Yeah, I am
I am-
both. I am both chaotic and lawful, good and evil.
I need to pull up another character sheet. Give me a moment.
I am chaotic evil or chaotic neutral.
Let's see.
Remember, life and death make no biases.
I'm one.
So the captain's still facing you. She's gonna give you a small giggle and says, "Honey, you couldn't get close even if you tried. You, orc, back in line."
Okay. Pulls Scarlet with me. Still standing up, full height, full Nelson.
The other one is gonna come a little closer. Dave, I'm gonna allow you to make a perception check now. Holy
Nope.
fuck, you guys! Jesus.
We're not rolling well today.
Speak for yourselves.
That's true.
The elf girl checks out. This one, on the other hand, is rather interesting. And why's that? Celestial energy. Oh? Cleric? That's correct. The other one is going to get down, holding onto her staff, and she's going to come face to face with Scarlet as well and says, "And which church do you hail from?"
church and none of your beeswax.
She does. She is having a snotty attitude. What church does it matter to you?
Tusk is gonna tighten up his grip.
General curiosity.
Gil just sighs at the fine child.
You must know, I am from the Church of Pharasma.
From Algaroth?
Correct.
She's then going to stand up and look over at the captain and say,
It would probably be a wise decision to let these people go.
you can see now that the captain is staring with immense curiosity at Scarlet. Perhaps. Although, there's still the question of what we're going to do with you, Captain. Because yet again, we've broken our agreement.
Gil's gonna sigh even more when he hears that.
So tell me, how are you going to pay? The captain's just gonna look up at her and say, I can give you as much gold as you want. Please, just don't hurt anyone. Aw.
Captain, you and I both know that that's not going to happen.
So tell me, Captain. And she's then going to pull out one of her scimitars. Which one is your dominant leg? The captain is just going to go wide-eyed and look at the scimitar and just unable to come up with words. And she's going to point the scimitar at him and say,
Don't make a decision. I'll make one for you. You'll learn real quick on whatever leg I leave left.
in a panic, he just goes, right leg. Interesting. And as she flips the scimitar around and then plunges it directly down from his thigh into his leg.
Just takes his left leg.
Just straight vertical down into his leg. And then just pops out, just rips it out. Screaming in agony now as he obviously collapses to the ground. And then the captain is then going to just wipe the blade off on his coat. And say,
If I ever see your ship within my airspace again, whether it's you somehow still captaining after this, or somebody else, I will shoot it down. And I don't give a rat's ass who's on it. Let's go.
So, after watching this happening, as the captain is still like clutching his leg, trying to keep himself from bleeding out, as his crew members are slowly coming over to help him. Is there anything that you guys want to say or do while they're walking away?
Nope, just keep holding on to Scarlet.
I'm just gonna kind of.
I would look at them, and I would look at them specifically the one in red, and I would hiss. My master will hear of this.
I would pull up my mask back over my nose.
I'm just gonna look at the captain. 'Cause she made you a deal before. You broke it. This is beautiful.
And then I'm going to turn to the captain, who's injured and bleeding. I'm going to heal him.
You're still restrained.
Yeah, you're still restrained.
Use your feet.
What?
Your light
Well,
wound is
yeah,
gonna be.
here's the thing. Yeah, I don't actually. Let me see.
Cure Light Wounds is a
What is
touch
it?
spell.
You don't need the touch with your hands.
It's verbal and somatic. However, I still have channel energy, which is supernatural. I can just channel energy to heal him.
Goodbye, menacing Cthulhu ship.
So now,
Won't miss you.
so now as the rest of the crew go by, Scarlet just does her best to heal the captain's leg. Unfortunately, Scarlet, as you're trying to heal this man's leg, you happen to notice that whatever she just hit him with, whatever that blade is enchanted with or made out of, whatever the case, this is not healing naturally.
You want me to make some kind of an alternative check?
Unfortunately not, no. This man's leg is permanently fucked up now. So as the gigantic ship flies away, the crew managed to get the captain like propped up against the side of the ship.
Are you going to let me go, you big oaf, so I can do my job, or are you going to keep holding me here?
Nope, you're staying right here.
So, Usk, what took you all so long?
Dusk just looks at Scarlet.
We still got a little bit of gunpowder on her nose.
A little bit?
Oh, it's all over her.
Oh, it's
clothes,
all over
her
the place.
hair. I'll give you 3 guesses.
First one
let's-
doesn't count.
Let's see here. Judging by the powder and the fact it took so long, I'm going to guess that Scarlet decided to play Mexican standoff with the powder kegs and all of our lives.
You're
I'm
good at
going
this
to
game.
assume that's right. Because I don't know fully what happened there.
A few brief lives to save countless thousands of others. That those. Dave can't think of words. I'm
Well,
just gonna go with those pirates
vagabonds.
that those pirates are going to hurt in the future would be worth it.
Now, while I agree with you, it also seems that we were put into this situation by the hubris of one individual. And this entire situation could have been avoided if one just kept to the followed charts. Proper charts.
Yeah, out of curiosity, Captain, what brought this on? Why did you take this route if you knew it was coveted by such a notorious and dangerous set of pirates?
Personal reputation, I would probably say. I don't know what else you want to hear from me. All right.
Is your reputation worth your life?
Well, it's either that or I'm on the streets. And personally, losing a leg instead of losing a leg can be fixed.
I mean, he's right.
And besides, I didn't even know that the Scarlet Camilla were even here still. They travel all over Avalon. If anybody, you should be screaming at the little brat that you have there. She almost blew all of us
she'll
to
get it.
she almost blew all of us to Kingdom Come.
She'll get a talk.
Wouldn't have even dented the Scarlet Camilla. Do you honestly believe that a simple explosions would have taken them out? I have watched that captain take firing squads.
And yet you still challenged her word.
I could have easily have talked my way out of it.
At this point, Gil's gonna walk up to Scarlet and just fucking smack her. You may love to play with the idea you're holier than art thou persona, but you must remember, while you're sacrificing the lives of a few to save the lives of many, The lives of the few still matter when the fact that they have wives and children and families that rely upon them, and the ship could be carrying valuable medicines or supplies to help people. You can't just simply sink a ship for your own misguided pride, arrogance, and hope. What's the word?
Childish.
Hubris.
Hubris. Thank you. Your own hubris for a vendetta against the evil of this world. This world has evil and darkness within it. You're not going to purge it all. So either you got to learn to live with some of it, or go back to the monastery you crawled out of.
Perhaps I will.
Gil, it's not entirely Scarlet's fault.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
The captain did screw up. There are innocent lives, students who are supposed to be attending Varruqe.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is, it's the same exact thing with the Forest. Just sacrificing an amount of lives to kill a bevy of evildoers is going to do what? More are just going to rise up in their place. It's the facts of the world. It's one of those things that you have to learn to live with. It's a growth. It's like a barnacle. They always come back, no matter how many times you scrape them off a ship.
Exactly. It's a growth, Gil. She's still just a kid.
Asuka's just gonna whisper in Scarlet's ear. Killing a killer doesn't change the amount of killers in the world.
That's the smartest thing I've heard Usk say so far this entire campaign.
Oh god, that was fantastic.
Yeah, it is. That is fantastic.
I can't be. Gil's just annoyed because sailors are his family, so it's like
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. I love this.
you risk all these men's life for your mission. I get it. You don't like the evil in the world, but sometimes you have to learn to live with it, because the Scarlet Camilla, while they are bastards and they do unthinkable things, they were going to be willing to let us go from the looks of things until you did some crazy thing about blowing up the ship, and the captain ended up getting his leg cursed by that sword.
It was actually
that wouldn't have happened even if I was up here.
it was
Who
actually
knows?
it was
He
actually
seems to have some form of vendetta against him.
it was actually because of the mention of you being on board is why they took a different turn.
Oh, so killers and thieves have soft spots for children? How human.
Thing they are. Even if they're a killer and a thief, at one point they weren't. At one point they were just a normal person. Meaning that they still, unbeknownst to you, have all those emotions that make them a person. Because the second you kill someone does not make you an emotionless, depraved monster. Sometimes you do it out of sheer happenstance or necessity.
Every
Sometimes
person is a victim of circumstance.
I
Sometimes
don't know, the joy she took while carving the captain's leg apart seemed to point in a direction.
I'm going to
Less
squat
human.
down onto her level, and I've seen the same joy from you coming from you wielding that scythe.
Oh.
And Gil's just gonna very abruptly walk away and go help around the ship.
Asuka's gonna throw Scarlet to the ground and walk away and help with the ship.
I'm actually looking over the edge of the ship, looking for my mask.
It's gone, Cody!
That is way gone,
fucking
Cody.
gone.
I'm sorry.
It is absolutely gone. I hope you had a backup.
Pulls out a comedy and tragedy mask.
Sheds a single tear. I really like that thing. It was nice.
Get you a new one.
Anathel's gonna get down to Rosalie's level as well. She's gonna rub the side of her face where Gil smacked, and she says, "Scarlet, you know you kind of messed up, right?
suppose it's hard to admit, yes.
Okay, then. I know you're young. I don't blame you. But you also have to see it from Gil's point of view. He grew up on the ocean. Sailors are basically his family. And remember what we talked about when we were in the Elven Kingdom?
Yeah, a little less trigger happy.
Exactly. Matt!
Matt, Mike.
Stop fixing it.
I sort of overheard that you were from Algaroth, right?
Well, not originally. My hometown was Cyrodiil, but after some traveling, I did find myself in Algaroth.
So you're
I've been there ever since. Yes.
so you're from the cathedral then?
Yes, I am.
Can you do me a favor in that case then?
What's that?
Whenever something like this happens, think back to the cathedral. I'm sure you trained under Miss Florinia, correct?
Yes, she took me in. She's almost like a mom to me.
Well, in that case then, can you think back to the cathedral whenever something like this happens? Just, instead of just lashing out, kind of look back and think, is this right? You know,
What would Opal do?
is this something Opal would be okay with?
Oh, she's just gonna hang her head and puff a bit. Yeah, I can try.
Anathel's gonna reach out and give you a little hug and say, "You're still learning. We all are. But we all have to get along somehow. Give Gil some time to breathe. In a little while, you should probably go say sorry too."
Am I better?
Yeah.
As of
For now.
right now, yes.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, we're not just in the small interlude.
Just more
What would Opal
talking.
do?
Yeah. Just Anathel's being a mom.
Yes.
Oh god, Anathel's the mom and Usk is the disappointed dad.
Blech.
I'm sorry. Gil is more the disappointed dad in this
Gil is the
situation.
disappointed dad in this situation.
To be
Yeah.
fair, the both of us are.
I'm not adopting a child with you.
I think if anything, Usk would be the slightly bigger big brother.
Fair.
Yay, found family dynamics. Woo!
All right, so Dave, where do you go after Anathel's done talking to you?
I'd probably stay up on deck, but try and stay out of everyone's ways. Look over the ocean somewhere.
Okay,
Probably closer to up here.
where at? Oh, okay.
The bow.
Yeah.
As Usk is working around the ship, he grabs his greatsword again.
I never really threw my weapon. My trident was just sitting in my back the whole time.
All right, so eventually, the engines of the airship start back up, and your journey continues.
Woohoo!
With your slight delay of the encounter of the Scarlet Camilla, the captain decided that taking a rest for the night, and then arriving a little later than on schedule with your the estimated time to get to the Varruqe School of Magic.
I mean, fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Right. So over the course of the night, anybody want to do anything?
I want to chart the stars.
I am actually going to write a letter,
Oh,
an
okay.
extremely detailed letter of the events that had occurred, and it's going to be, once we arrive at Varruqe, I'm going to be giving it to the Adventurers Guild. Basically, I'm ruining the captain's reputation.
Oh, you evil bastard.
I'm evil. This guy is an asshole.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
Straight up.
This boy had like the
He-
verbal warning of no trespassing,
He
and
nearly-
still went back.
Yeah, he nearly sacrificed the lives of innocent students and people and passengers just for schedule, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? You could very easily go and say there was a storm or something, and say there was delay, or just reroute the route because the Camilla.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole.
Usk is going to be in the crow's nest just staring at the stars.
I would probably also be writing a letter alongside Drac, as I know him.
Mm-hmm.
And except when we get to shore, mine's not going straight to the Adventurers Guild. Mine's getting delivered to the cathedral. It's basically going to say the same thing.
I'm going. While I'm charting the stars, I'm also going to write a letter now that I think about it and send it to my guild.
Holy shit. All right.
He's totally fucked. He can't work anywhere now.
All right. Letters all
Well-
around.
Well, if I'm going to ruin this man's reputation, why not use one of the few maritime guilds?
Well, I went straight to the Adventurers Guild. I mean, they have connections to all that.
Oh, no.
Aw, Anethil, poor darling. What was she trying to do?
I was just making a perception to see if she managed to find any of you guys while writing letters and stuff.
Well, I'm just laying in that, like, I'm charting the stars, writing a bit of a letter, charting the stars, writing a bit of a letter. Just sitting with a lantern in front of me.
I'm up in the crow's nest.
All right. So, after a while, daybreak happens. You guys continue to make your way closer and closer to the school. And then finally, you guys manage to make your way past the eastern mountains on which the continent that the school rests upon. And then finally make your way into the main dock of the airship dock of the Varruqe School of Magic.
Usk
And-
does not leave the crow's nest the entire rest of the way.
Much to the demise of the other crow, the other
The
watchman.
actual lookout.
The actual lookout he's just like, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy. He's got a big ass sword.
He may be half my height, but he'd probably throw me off the ship.
So as the airship continues to pull down into the airship dock of the School of Magic. Give me a second, Agua.
Water.
Thank you, Wawas.
Water.
Surrounding you guys can see several hundred students are also departing. Several hundred people and a mixture of students and crew members, I should say. Let me also go ahead and change the music here. You guys are now going to be getting your first glance. Well, some of you are going to be getting your first glance at the Varruqe School of Magic.
Also, I'd like to reiterate, I actually made 2 letters, not 1. But they're basically saying the same thing.
Is
One
this
of the
the first
Adventurers
time?
Guild, one to the Serpents.
No, the other one is going to the dock. Basically, I'm looking for a refund.
You're gonna fucking Garen them. I don't blame you. But
Our lives were put in danger unnecessarily.
I want to say, I think this is the first time we ever got like a profile view of
A
Varruqe.
profile image of the Varruqe School of Magic. Yes.
Yeah,
I
we always
fucking
have
love
top
it.
down. I love it.
Yep. I've
Harry
been doing.
Potter theme intensifies.
I've been doing a lot more of these scenic imageries, so that way you guys can actually feel a little bit more immersed into the world.
Yeah, no.
At some point, Rose would come up to Gil, and she would nudge him on the shoulder.
I would look at her, and Gil would get a very somber look at his face, and just go, before you said anything, I like to apologize. That was rude of me. I was just very wound up in the heat of the moment. Oceans are raging, and sometimes they need time to settle.
I, too,
Matt,
would
your
like to
William is showing.
apologize.
Matt just living a very overly philosophical life is showing. I like put out. I studied like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King when I was in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah, dude is learned.
I got that big boy education.
We've had drastic changes or drastically different
Upbringing.
interests, Matt.
Yeah, I know.
I grew up reading The Art of War.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is what happens when your mother's a teacher.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
I would also like to apologize. I was brash and not thinking clearly.
well, I think it is best to say it all in the air. We're both sorry, and hopefully we can move forward from this and make sure not to almost blow up a ship again. And I'll make sure I don't shoot first next time we end up fighting something.
I think that would be the best for us both.
Okay. So, as everybody is now off of the ships and the students are starting to gather around, you guys hear the sound. You guys hear the sound of another voice shouting amongst the crowd, saying, "Students and visitors of the Varruqe School of Magic, please gather around here. Gather around, everyone, please."
Students and visitors, my name is Noctis.
Usk is sticking close to Anathil.
Gil's just looking around in wonderment.
Right. So, as the students are beginning to gather around, up on a raised pedestal, you can see a man dressed in rather decorative robes. What appears to be holding two metal-like objects in his hands, and they're just entertaining himself and making them like spin and float in his hands.
I was really hoping this just be a photo of Jomini with a fidget spinner.
No, his school's in the Underdark.
You're right.
Okay, I forgot a very important detail that actually kind of sucks and is hilarious. But well,
Nobody calls you out.
I can do a better French accent than you.
so the gentleman on this pedestal, he then goes ahead and makes the two metal objects in his hands vanish in thin air as he claps his hands together, and he says, "Now, welcome everybody to the continent that resides of the Varruqe School of Magic. As you can see behind me, the school is here awaiting for you. Originally, there was meant to be a trial for each of you new students to enter the college. However, due to the new transportations of the new age of Avalon, those tests will be held in a few days in each of your respected courses of study. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Professor Anu Torfior. I am your conjuration professor. I will be escorting you to the front gates of the school where you will be greeted by our special guest and more of the professors to guide each of you to where you need to go. So, gather your bags, all of your belongings, and follow me.
Are we? We're not technically enrolled, are we?
Visitors are to follow me as well. My apologies. So, you guys are gonna laugh at this guy's name, actually.
I guess what we do as the guy says.
This is how you spell his name. The S is silent.
By the way, Bill,
Hey,
Hate it.
I would lean over to you and say, you know, that man's sexually frustrated. Anyone that twiddles around with a toy like that.
oh, I am well aware, but he's probably way too old for me.
It's just trying to look out for a brother, you know?
And I appreciate that. But currently, we are here to do a job, not to peruse the individuals.
All right, so as you guys are following Professor Torfier up the cobblestone pathway to the main gates, you can hear a bunch of the students talking around you guys. Like, most of them are talking about how a bunch of people got seasick on the way here. Some people were actually throwing up and such. And then everybody's talking about, like, oh, one of the airships got attacked.
What?
And such.
No.
And you know, some of them are talking just general gossip and such. Others are questioning, like, who's this special guest that we have? You know, they're curious new students. As you each now approach what now is the grand fountain that now protrudes not just the fountain, but a statue of what appears to be of an older human, a beard as long as, like, his thighs and such.
Fuck yeah!
Holding up a magical staff, and a book in one hand. For those of you who are curious, yes, this is a statue of Varruqe.
That man deserves it.
Agreed.
He deserved
Yeah.
better, but still he deserves this.
So now we go to a familiar map from campaign 2.
Keeping the display.
Yay!
This is where he met Grimmick.
This is where we met Grimmick.
So, as Professor Torfier lines up everybody and says, now, gather around, students, gather around. Just don't climb on the crystals, please. Thank you. Now, I unfortunately have studies and class preparation to do, so I am hereby going to hand you off to Professor Ferrora and our very generous special guest for showing up today.
Sounds like some shade.
Everybody, please welcome Gorwyn Eleanor. As now around everybody is talking about these two new mages in front of them as Professor Torfier vanishes in thin air.
Why do I know the last name Eleanor? The
Because
surname?
Noctis Eleanor.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Oh fuck! So it's Nox's daughter.
Son.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure which one.
So, yes. Standing before you now is an elven gentleman in a long black trench coat wielding a blue orb-tipped staff, short white hair, and a red vest, nice pants and such. And beside him is a very, very elegant-looking elven lady with long blonde hair and a dark red dress with a book that is floating beside her.
Well, we know that Noctis's kid gets his style from his dad.
Yeah.
All right, the female is going to raise her hand and say, "Quiet down, everyone, if you may, please." Thank you. Now, quick introduction. I literally just had that paper pulled up. Fuck! One moment.
Dark mode, no dark mode. Dark mode, no dark mode. Dark mode, no dark. I don't know. I guess
As Professor Torfair has stated, my name is Professor Ferrora. I am the assistant professor with your artificing and magitech classes. And beside me is your, what I would say, your guest instructor, as Gorwin, or as you will refer to him as Mr. Eleanor, will be judging each of your trials and entry exams into the Varruqe School of Magic. Now, students, you are to be going into the East Wing, where you will be meeting with more of the professors and speaking to each of them regarding your dorms and to collect your belongings and books. And the rest of you, visitors, will remain here with us so we can discuss any mishaps that have been reported.
let's see. School of Magic. How fascinating.
Give me perception rolls.
Guys, I'm not
Yeah.
loving roll 20 dark mode.
Not a fan of it?
Nah, it's like it doesn't make everything dark. It just black outlines everything.
I
The
mean,
fuck.
it makes the
Wow.
character sheet look really weird, and the dice in the chat look.
The
cool.
dice in the chat look nice, but everything else is just like, it just
Yeah, it's a
keeps...
little weird. It'll take some
Yeah.
getting used to. I think it looks a lot better on stream, honestly.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Oh, I agree.
Josh,
with
I
that.
sent you a message, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry if it's taking a little bit for me to roll. It's kind of acting up.
No, that's fine. At least you rolled
You're
well.
good.
Yeah, at least you're rolling
Yeah.
good.
Unlike me. Jeez.
Cody and Brady. You guys happen to see as this lady is instructing some of the students who are coming into the East Wing. She actually is glancing over at the group of people a lot more frequently, more towards you, Brady. Kind of like in your direction.
Anathel's right behind me.
That feels taller than you.
I am out in front. I
So
am
am I.
looking at Gormir. Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it? Did I say it right? Gormir or
Gorwin.
Gorwin? Okay, Gorwin.
Gorwyn.
Gorwin. I will just have to commit it to memory.
Gorwin.
Gorwin Eleanor. Yeah, I'm looking at him.
God, when you hate your child so much, you make sure the name has 2 Y's.
Shit, throwing shade now.
Oh, I love throwing shit at that boy. It's a professional pastime.
Alright, so Professor Ferrora and Gorwin are mostly done with the students as she sends off the last few and starts to join the conversation and what was going on with these people over here. And Gorwin's like taking notes down and listening to a statement from like this one and this one who are on the same ship as you guys. The other two start talking. Oh my god, these names. Aurora. Gotta remember that name. About like deliveries and such.
And you, Josh, you wonder why I've named my characters Will and Gil.
So after a while, the delivery people are done. And then all of these three are done giving the statements to Gorwyn. And then the two of them glance over to your group now. And Gorwyn gives you guys a smile, and he says, "All right, so I'm guessing you guys were also part of that ship that was attacked by the Camilla, huh?"
That would be
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
All right. So, first off, I'm real sorry about that.
It's not your fault.
The Adventurers Guild is going to take care of the captain. You guys are going to be issued a full refund. How long are you guys planning on staying here?
Looks at Anathil. Entire party looks at Anathil.
You guys,
all do, really.
Anathil is physically shaking at this point.
Except for me, who is still staring at Gorwyn.
I think
Usk is gonna turn around, look at Anathil.
what are
hands on her shoulders.
the bardic auditions for the Luminaire not Luminaire,
The Lumina Festival.
Aluminum Festival.
Lumina.
Lumina Festival.
Well, I call it the Aluminum Festival.
Well, I want to say lunar, and I was like Luna, and I was like Luminaire.
Oh,
That would have been your closest.
oh, you guys are here for the Lumina auditions.
Well, I
Some
pointed
of
at
us.
Anathil. She is.
Usk is just gonna look at Anathil, hands on her shoulders. We're here for you.
It's not. She's not shaking out of fear. She's like having an internal panic, and she's fangirling right now.
Do we reckon, Josh? When I
Give
pretend
me knowledge history rolls. Knowledge history
Yeah.
rolls.
From all of us?
All of you. Well, except you, Dave. You know who he is.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
That is on track with Usk's character.
Yeah, that's about right.
He has no clue who this person is.
I
Yeah.
know his name.
Gil and Edon, you guys know of Gorwyn. You do know that he is the son of two of the Wanderers, the Grand Priestess Opal Florinia and Supreme Mage Noctis Eleanor.
God, I can't wait
Yep.
to see the other 4 children.
Gil's gonna have a. There's a lot of fucking kids. Gil's gonna have an aha moment and be like, "Oh, my apologies. I just realized who you are, Master Eleanor."
No need for formalities. Besides, Mr. Eleanor's my dad.
I said master, but
Long time no see, Gorwyn.
You too, Scarlet. Finally got out in the world, huh?
entire group takes double take.
Yeah, you too, Scarlet.
Nope, Usk doesn't care. He's more focused on Anathil.
LA, appreciate you calling me Scarlet in public. You know you may call me Rose.
Well, I do. I wasn't aware if you had any close bondings with your group or not. Just out of respect, that's all.
We're getting there.
So, y'all know each other?
Gil, that is
Well-
a given. Quit being an idiot.
No. I want to figure this out.
Well, it was going to be revealed at some point or another, but my master, the one who took me in off the streets when I wandered into Algaroth, also happens to be Gorwyn's mother.
He does like the little fist
So
up.
are you
fist-
like
fist the palm
adopted
thing?
siblings?
Not so much. She's more of a student to my mom.
Ah,
Total fist the palm thing. That makes sense now. You're from Algaroth. You worship Pharasma. Yeah, okay.
You might want to speak with your mother. She didn't really teach her too much.
self-control.
That's the word I was looking for.
I feel like there's other Wanderer influence in her now that I think about it. Think back to the tales of Morgan the Demon.
Well,
Well,
Hey! Nobody remembers Morgan.
yeah,
You're
nobody
right.
does.
You're absolutely correct. I did forget about that.
Well, you know, everybody has their gripes. Besides, mom's business is her own. I got my own thing going on.
Fair enough. But
I mean, no disrespect by that.
we
Just-
Ow, none taken. Don't worry about it.
Anethil, who was it that you said you knew here?
And the elven lady is going to raise her hand. Say that would be me.
Ah,
That
Apologies.
explains the look that was thrown in my direction.
Pleasure to see you again, Anethil. You too, Professor. Honestly, never thought I'd see you return. How long has it been? 3 years now? Yeah, about. You know, I'll be honest, I am very happy that you did manage to come back. In time for the tryouts, nonetheless. Understanding that's why you're here. Well, one of the reasons. We do have...
yeah.
We stumbled across a couple of things, and, well, here was the first place that came to my mind.
did she say she was an artificer professor, perchance?
Yes,
Yes, you did.
yeah, she said that she was the assistant to the artificer and the magitech.
In that note, I'm going to produce the book.
That
Not in the open kill.
We're at Varruqe.
How about we go inside?
Either way.
How about we go inside and talk? It would be much more comfortable.
Fair enough.
So tell me, have it?
Gorwin's going to speak up again and say, so tell me, how many of you guys have actually been here?
first time.
First time. Don't really have a use for magic in my experiences.
Never personally visited.
You know, I've almost never left the church except for a couple of weeks ago.
All right. Well,
Wait,
well, while we're heading to Professor Ferrora's office, let me point a couple of places out for you. So way over there, that is our druidic side. That is our druidic school. Next to it, transmutation, conjuration is next to that. Main hall usually consists of 90% of the dorms. Also like mess halls, cafeterias, and everything like that. Over here we have evocation, and he just goes ahead and points out the rest of the magic schools in each separate building that is on surrounding you guys on the main campus.
You guys can see us looking at the druidic school.
As he gets to the druidic school, he leans back and he says, "That's where you want to go if you want to go and party some." And then
Ooh.
Ferrora's gonna like smack him in the back of the head and say, "Enough of this. You are a
I love
representative
how-
here. Act it."
I love how still, after 80 years, that's still the status quo.
Well, considering they grow their own shit.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. They can
So,
grow their own shit on command.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
That's a good.
Gorwin proceeds to escort you guys, telling you different places around the campus, and Professor Ferrora leads you guys up to her office, unlocking it with a magical incantation. She opens the door, and you guys can see, well, a fucking mess. She just walks in and like shoves a couple of things off to the sides and says, "Don't mind the mess. I've been working on a lot of things in my spare time."
The first thing Gil notices is the giant fucking hammer.
Yeah, 90% of the shit that you guys see in here are weapons. Weapons, armor, and many different types of small trinkets and what appear to be artifacts.
Us looks around for a greatsword.
Yeah, there's a couple of them just like lined up against a wall.
Uska's looking at them. While also paying attention to the conversation at hand.
So yeah, and those of you who are of magical
integrity, you guys do notice, yes, everything in this room is magical.
I assumed.
Mm-hmm.
So Gorwin pulls up a chair, sits next to Professor Ferrora, her desk. She sits down at her desk and conjures up a couple of chairs for each of you guys to sit in. And she's just leans down and says, "Okay, so clearly you guys are here on a major mission, of course. Were you sent by any of the guilds?"
No, actually, we're kind of here on our own volition. Actually,
Partially?
it's kind of a catch-22.
Okay.
Long story short, we were on a mission with the guild to... It was a simple fetch quest, but then the person we were supposed to return said item to kind of went missing, and now there's a dark guild that we suspect is
Wants
the
the
reason
book.
why she went missing and is now after us.
No, they don't know we have the book.
As
That you
far as
know.
we know.
As
As
far
far
as
as we know. And then there's a completely separate matter with, and I point to Drax.
Oh, yeah. Whatever it
I-
is, that thing you have, that stone,
Oh,
weird one.
I pull out the gem as like just curious about this item here.
And then
That
thirdly,
is a-
we're here as Anethil's cheerleaders.
And bodyguard.
And what else does?
Yeah, we're kind of here on 4 different accounts, Professor.
I only counted 3.
I only counted 3.
I
Well-
only counted 3 as well.
Well,
Don't
there's
forget.
there's the book, there's Stone, there's my audition, and well, we're
I mean, I guess I could expand my magical repertoire here.
Professor, do you know anything about dream magic?
Oh, I forgot about
Ah.
that. Yeah. We all,
Yeah.
you know, it's been so long. You know, Anethil, it's been so long since that's happened. I kind of forgot about that.
Dream magic? You mean in regards to what exactly?
Playing of dreams, kind of.
It's kind of a long story. It's actually how we met. Over the last few weeks, I've been having these weird dreams that honestly feel real. And
Long story short, we met in a dream.
Fought a nightmare beast.
Two of them.
We all saw each other, and there was a few other people there too. We don't know who they were, but we eventually met each other in the same city the day after.
And I'm
And-
still trying to find out if it's a good sign or if it's just my accursed luck.
It's something.
And then not too long after that, there was another instance of a dream that, well, everybody else here doesn't remember, but it was like, honestly, it kind of looked like a vision.
Had another dream?
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah,
we.
there were 2.
Oh no.
remember.
Gil.
Out of
Gil.
character remembers the second one. Us doesn't.
Yeah.
No, no.
Dave remembers. In character.
No. In character, Gil was one of the few people to remember it happened, but not what happened in it.
Yeah, you know a dream happened, but you don't
Mhm.
know what happened in the dream.
Yeah, we had 2 of them, but I don't know what happened in the second one.
Oh, was that the morning that I woke up with a pounding headache?
Yes.
That explains it.
Mm-hmm.
Gorwin's gonna like ponder about this for a second. He says, "Dream magic."
That is another important note to make. We did feel exhausted after said dreams. Or at least the ones we do recall.
I do recall that the dimension of dreams does have a strange effect on certain individuals who enter it. But then again, having all of you in the same dream, it doesn't make sense.
That is why we came here.
Well, if I remember some things correctly, Fate's a weird bitch.
Professor, what exactly do you mean that it shouldn't be possible? Well, Anethel, She's gonna open up one of her drawers and she's gonna take out like a bunch of 5 little glass balls and put them down on her desk and like make them float into the air. And she's going to say, let's go ahead and pretend that each of these glass balls are each of your consciousness. When you guys go to sleep, or normally how it goes, each of your consciousnesses are supposed to remain inside these little bubbles. What you're talking about, Anethil, is something along the lines of crossing the barrier of your personal dream bubble and invading a different consciousness. Which is fairly interesting because I know there's a spell that allows you to do that. I'm not quite sure. I can't recall it though.
I feel like it's more we're invading Anethil's consciousness, because let's be honest, none of us know anything that's happening in these dreams except for Anethil.
Are you able to control things in your dreams, Anethil? I never really tried. I know that when I was younger, I used to have weird dreams of, like, oh, this is going to sound really childish, like, lands made of, like, ice cream and stuff like that.
It does sound delicious.
But,
And a bit childish.
Oh, absolutely, but still delicious.
To be fair, the mind of a child is a wondrous thing.
Yeah, we know Ask. We've seen you.
I'll let that slide for now.
well, Anethil, if it makes you feel better, while I'm here judging the competition and such like that, I can do some research on it if you want me to. And if I do manage to find anything, we can look into it. Because by the sound of it, if it's actually affecting your physical bodies, then it's more serious than we should take it.
I don't know if it's actually affected us physically, other than mild fatigue. But after a bad nightmare, usually you just have a bad night's sleep and you feel fatigued.
But not. This is just judging from the first one. The only one I remember. Not all of us woke up with the fatigue, though. I don't think.
No, I didn't.
I woke
I don't
up
think I
really
did.
tired, but then again, the first dream, didn't a lot of us die?
Oh, absolutely. We all died to wake up. Heck, you killed me.
That I did.
I willingly took it, but still.
I don't remember dying.
That's because you were killed by some weird kitsune lady.
No.
Perception
I
rolls.
was eaten alive.
Perception rolls.
I knew me saying that would cause something.
Nope, too focused on the swords.
Gil, you happen to notice Professor Ferrora's face, like, her expression changes a little bit. Anethil also notices this.
I'm going to assume that there's something important about a kitsune lady.
Give me a sense motive.
Just the one or all of us?
Matt, specifically.
Ah, fuck.
Poor Matt.
I got no points in it, so...
I mean, images of a kitsune? Anethil, you've never met a kitsune before, have you? I've never been to the Underdark, no.
You also never met us as well. I think I remember you saying that it could have been a possibility that if we were nearby, we could be pulled in?
I mean, that's what I thought. Everybody else was around us, except for that one shadow figure, the kitsune lady, And
that
then
dude with the trident.
Yeah. Pointy stick boy. Whew.
Gil, you're a pointy stick boy.
I'm aware, but he had a much more superior pointy stick. Boy, would I
I'm
love
glad
that
you
stuff.
realized that.
We're still talking about tridents, right?
Oh, Gil's face immediately becomes a little bit purple. Yeah, no, totally.
um yeah, so Professor Ferrora is just gonna cross her legs and say, all right, well, Gorwin, if you're saying that you want to do some research on this, by all means, the library is open for you, and anything you find about it, and you need another mind to scratch, I'll help you with it. Give me a second, real fast. So now, besides that, this stone that you have,
Yes.
Yep.
where did you obtain this?
That I would like to keep confidential, if you don't mind. I have my connections. I'm sure you understand.
Gorwin's gonna look at you and says, "What a guild, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
What a guild, isn't it?"
I can neither confirm nor deny.
He's gonna look over. He's gonna look over at Oh my god, I'm dumb. Ferrora. He's gonna look over to Ferrora and say, "It's the Syndicate." Look, kid, you don't gotta hide things from us. All right, honesty is the best. Honesty is the best option here. All right, if you're working with the Syndicate, that's cool. I'm not gonna open my mouth. Ferrora's not gonna open her mouth. And I'm pretty sure the rest of your party knows.
There's a saying that I grew up with. If you don't open your mouth, you can't be held liable.
All right. You know,
You know who sent me. Well, you know who gave me this, and that's enough. Is it not? But I never said it, so I can deny.
no, I get you. All right,
Thank
so
you. Magics in the world.
all
are
right,
a
so you got.
bitch.
All right, so you got this stone from an outside source.
Yes.
No idea what it is.
No idea what it is. No idea where it came from. I can't give
All
you
we
any other
know is-
information.
All we know is that it's magical.
Well, we know the magic on it is transmutation and enchantment.
No,
It's a
isn't
fainter
it
or
necromancy?
what? Is it necromancy? I think I just forgot. In all
I-
honesty.
I'm pretty sure it was transmutation and necromancy.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's a fainter aura of transmutation with a strong, pungent order of necromancy.
Huh.
I did a little scrying into the object. That's all I could find.
I couldn't think of anything myself. No.
It kind of looks like some sort of a gem, but
That's
no.
what we thought, but it's not naturally occurring. It's artificial in its entirety.
Yeah, it is. That's the strange thing about it. Now, if this is just some sort of a magical gem, I would probably recommend one of the dwarves from Father Dur. Since you mentioned necromancy, that's just interesting now. Well,
It's an and the thing is, no one here with our group has any knowledge and or history with necromancy, so we kind of hit a wall there. I mean, cleric of life, sorcerer, bard.
I told you I do dabble a little bit, but I couldn't determine what this is.
Oh, but there's a difference between dabbling in necromancy and being a necromancer. You know? Because I could dabble in necromancy with spells, but I wouldn't know jack shit about necromancy.
Well, I mean, we do
That's true.
have a necromancy professor here. You could probably talk with him and see if he knows anything about it.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Perhaps we'll bring it to his attention then.
And now for the third thing of magical orient that we have not fully understand. And I produced the book. This is a first edition magic. I can't remember the proper title.
The
But
Beginner's Guide to Modification.
it's the beginner's guide to the modification. We were sent on a fetch quest for it, received it, and then when we went to go deliver it, the Dark Guild, something hand,
Death's hand.
Death's Hand, apparently looted the place we were supposed to deliver it. We went to where we got the quest from, and she wasn't there. So the only person who knew we had the book is out of town, so we skipped town.
That I know.
You're gonna see Gorwin's eyes like shoot up at you when you mention Death's Hand. He's gonna pull the book over his mouth for a second. You guys want to make me perception rolls
Yeah, okay.
because he's gonna be trying to whisper a message.
Take a look before I go
Nope.
to work.
Wow. All right. Give me one moment.
Yeah. Fuck you, Cody.
You guys would have mentioned that you came from. No, they would
Myrtle.
know. They would know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would know they're investigating what happened with the boat.
Yeah.
When I get over that way, maybe because
Okay, let me get Anathil's perception real fast.
we'll go to Walmart.
Nope.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Asuka's probably still staring at swords.
They'll definitely get there early, sit there 3 hours.
Sounds like it.
Cody and Gil, you guys happen to hear just a couple of words out of it. And you guys hear the names Layla and Morgana.
Morgiana.
Morgiana. Sorry. Morgiana. Layla and
Like-
Morgiana.
Who's Layla?
Like the red-haired girl from Magi.
I didn't watch Magi.
Dave, who's our other daughter's name?
Layla Glickman.
Okay, I didn't know her name because you made the character.
Layla and Nelia, you guys.
That is our youngest daughter,
That is our youngest.
and also my paladin.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys happen to hear him whisper the names Layla and Morgiana. And then something about Myril.
Well, we just came from Myril.
Rather curious. Not quite sure what Death's Hand would want with such a classic book.
Well, we only know
magical
the first name of the individual we were supposed to go meet. Her name was Evelyn, but that's all we know. And I also gave him the name of the apothecary? Alchemist? Can't remember which.
I would imagine we still have a copy of.
Oh
the,
yeah, I still have the copy. Fuck, I do. Yeah, I just give it to him.
Okay.
So we don't really know what to do with the book, and we're not sure if it's dangerous to have it, or we should just sell it, or what. Because none of us have any use for it. Like,
Well-
I'm magically inclined, and so are these two, but none of us are really mechanically skilled, unless you are, Rose? Scarlet, unless you are Scarlet?
Please call me Scarlet.
Yeah, no, that was a slip of the tongue, because he said Rose, and,
As far as that goes, I only dabble in divine magic. That is what I am trained for. Nothing more.
Well, I mean, honestly, magical modification is, as you know, a dangerous thing. But in terms of the book, these are in most of the high tier cleriges, and sometimes in some restriction sections of libraries, but I mean, you could probably catch a good penny for a price of these things if you want. As
So
as for having it being dangerous, he like waves his hand over it real fast and says, "There's no curses or enchantments or anything on it." So I mean, it's just a regular medical book, honestly. If you want to sell it, go for it.
Gil might just start reading it just for some light reading later. I'm not going to attempt anything in this book, but I just want to read it. I'm a nerd. Well, I guess that answers that quandary. We have to go speak with your professor of necromancy about the rock. And now, looks at Anethil. How about those auditions?
Yeah. How much longer until the auditions actually start?
Ferrora is going to pipe up and say,
Unfortunately, due to the new influx of students, it's going to be pushed back about 2 days. So you're more than welcome to stay here, as we do have lodgings for visitors and such. I would prefer that you guys don't interfere with events happening around the school. Obviously, students only and such, but the auditions will be taking place in about 2 days or so.
Oh, we got 2 days just to chillax and do things.
But if you guys wish to take a tour, or perhaps we do have a nice accommodations of books that you can read and other activities around the school that you can partake in. Of course, mingling with students and such, that's all up to you. Classes though, I'm afraid are restricted.
I mean, it makes sense. None of us are students here in your academy.
And that goes for you, and that goes for you too, Anethil. Remember, I'm not a student here anymore. Yeah, I know.
What would one have to do to receive a meeting with the necromancer teacher of the school?
We walk up and ask.
Gorwin will pipe up and say, "I got it. I'll let him know."
Thank you.
As long as I have some place where I can pray and take care of my equipment, I have no qualms with anything.
The Celestial School has a universal chapel that you can go to.
Oh, wonderful.
I might just see what they have about the sorcery building. Who knows what I might find out.
You would probably more or less be traveling amongst the general library. Sorcery does work much more like wizardry.
Oh, I'm aware. I know who can argue with the largest collection of magical arcana. Why not splurge a little?
Okay.
Oh, I think we appreciate your time very much.
She's gonna write a couple of things down, check her books and stuff, and then she's gonna hand you each. Each of you guys are going to be getting your own individual key, and she says, you guys are going to be heading into the dormitories, on the northeastern side of the campus, and you will be on the 4th floor.
Thank you.
While you are here under the guidance of Varruqe, more or less the school is going to be a hotel for you. You will be having to pay for meals.
It's just like any other inn.
Precisely. Your lodgings, however, will be accommodated for.
Ah, we appreciate that.
Yes, greatly.
Us
When
cans
can we
get back
expect
to it.
the refund?
I can get that.
For...
I can get that to you before you guys check out, before the auditions.
Okay,
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Us hands the key back to her. I forgot her name already.
Professor Ferrora.
Yeah. Us hands the key back to her. I don't sleep inside.
He sleeps in trees.
Very well. Some of the druid students are the same way.
And then returns to looking at the great swords.
So, before you all go, Anathel, if you wouldn't mind, before you guys depart, if Gorwin and I are able to find something in regards to your dream magic, I would like to conduct some sort of a study, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Sounds like a sleep study.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's actually exactly what that is.
They're gonna hook us up to a big machine and see how restless we are when we sleep.
Yeah. Gorwin's gonna snap his fingers and say, "Actually, I think my dad has something that might be able to help us. I'll have to go to the Underdark at some point in time."
So how much of modern history do we know about Noctis Eleanor?
Give me a knowledge history roll.
Because I need the checks up here real quickly. All right.
Nope.
Fair.
I don't care enough about his history to actually look it up.
No,
All right, yeah, Gil,
I wouldn't.
Gil, you actually know quite a lot about Noctis' history.
Did he go back to necromancy yet? Because I know John was talking about it.
No, he didn't specifically go back into necromancy. He's kind of like Ferrora here. He's universal.
All right, that's where my brain like I gotta go get a tool of my necromancy wizard father's. That's not concerning in the slightest.
Surprisingly, Master doesn't really speak much about her husband.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised either, given what I learned from him from history.
Yeah, but no, I'm pretty sure Dad told us a story about running into something that happened to deal with the dream world. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh, fucking callback. Wait, we burned that book.
No, we went into Al's mom's mind.
Ah, that's right. I was thinking. I don't think I was here for that. I was thinking about the dream hag.
Oh, that too.
That is the story I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's the only one that made sense. You know, our endless fucking Groundhog Day loop.
God.
God, William felt so bad after that initial attack on the caravan.
The Swiss cheese incident.
Josh could not kill me there for a good bit.
Yeah, it took me a while. All right. Well, now that your lodgings are accommodated and we have our set goals and what to look for, you may all go.
Very
Right.
well.
So then you guys head on out, and you are now free to roam the school.
I wanna hang back once everyone's gone, Josh.
Ooh, okay.
Is there a city around the school? Like,
The school is the city.
Yeah, the school is the city.
You ever seen my scientific railgun?
no. I'm going to be looking for a tailor.
Yeah, there are tailors here. All right, so we're gonna hold back a little bit, and Gil decides to hang back a little bit. Gorwin is going to excuse himself as he's gonna go take a trip to the Underdark real fast.
Pop goes to Gorwin. So I'm going to just stand there looking at her. And so earlier when I mentioned the kitsune, I know that you were not telling us the full truth, or something just seemed off about what you said. And I understand if you can't tell us the full truth, but I would appreciate a bit of clarification for the wobble. I didn't want to be rude and call you out in front of everybody, because I assumed you had your intents for holding it.
While it is very bold of you to assume something like that,
Call it intuition.
It is not my place to exactly tell you, and I'm
Fair enough.
not going to.
Fair enough.
But
I can't argue with that.
Because certain people have secrets that they want to keep hidden.
Well, I can't argue with that. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that could be dangerous for Anathil.
I would never.
That's all I care.
If it concerns you, if at all, I care desperately about Anathil. She was the,
Alright.
she always used to come to me when things were happening here in the school.
We got a bit of a story about that, but not the whole thing, obviously. Well, apologies for my rude manners, and I give her a very noble bow. It's been some time since I've seen the study work of Varruqe. Never thought I'd ever see the school in person, to be honest. Well, thanks again. I just sorry for saying that. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't too bad that it could cause something. You know how sometimes people are.
Of course. Your name was.
And I'm going to say my real name.
Oh.
It's what I'm going to preference this. My current name is Gil Oceanus, but you may find me in Academy records underneath Perle Exictus.
Well then, Mr. Oceanus. Feel free to browse with the time that you have here.
I appreciate it. And once again, my apologies. And I give her another very noble bow, and I walk away.
And as you're walking away, she's also going to pipe up one more time and say, sometimes truths will come out, Mr. Oceanus.
Yes, I'm aware.
I would like to politely ask you to at least keep an open mind if one were to slip.
Well, as a person who harbors their own secrets, I wouldn't judge others for theirs.
And good day.
And I walk away to go read books. Books.
So, here we are. You guys are now free to roam the school.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
I'm spending my time in the chapel.
Go into the chapel and I'm gonna praise for Asmith.
Alright, so as you guys are walking out, Anathil is saying, you know, some of the mess halls around here have some pretty good food. I can show you one of the places I always used to go to.
That sounds wonderful.
Anathil, you know this place pretty well. Could you show me where a tailor is? I need to get a new mask.
Yeah, there's one probably on Main Street. I think she's still here.
I would appreciate that.
Where are the rest of you guys going?
I think I'm going to go study in the library for a bit. It's not often I get to go peruse such a large, vast collection of arcane knowledge.
Just be careful. Just be careful with Madame Forcer. She's very strict on her rules.
Well, I'll make sure to abide by them.
It's been too long since I've been to a proper chapel. I'm gonna go spend some time in there.
When you do get there, Rose, the professor that is the main cleric of the celestial side of the school. Her name is Professor Diana Carlell.
Alright.
If you have any questions, you can always ask for her.
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, so we want to meet at city center about what, 6 o'clock? Sound good?
That sounds charming.
Fine by me.
Sounds good.
Alright, Brady, where are you going?
I'm going with Anethel to a lunchroom.
Drac, once you get that meeting with the necromancer professor, may you come grab me. I would like to be part of that.
Fair enough. It'll be done.
Splendid.
All right, I'm just marking down a couple of notes real fast. Okay. So, as time passes by, everybody goes about their own business. Anethil guides Usk and Edon, giving them a tour from her perspective as a student, just telling them, that over there is a good place to have, wands and stuff made. Over there is a nice little creme shop. She likes to also mostly point out where all of the little sweet shops are. And then she also does eventually take Edon to the tailor in town. It's a sweet old lady, takes your order fairly quickly, and guarantees that you'll have a nice brand new mask just in time for Anethil's performance at the trials for the Lumina Festival.
Okay, how much is this going to cost me? Because it's going to be an ivory white mask.
Ivory white.
Ooh.
Any special materials, darling?
Yes, ivory.
Ivory. Well, very well then. I forget the prices of ivory. Oops. Is there a material? Is there a material price for it? No. Oh.
Well, okay, let's see here. Do I have ivory with me? I do. Not much, though. Oh dear, will I be able to make one? Let's see. I might be able to. How about a down payments of 50 gold sound?
And how much will the total come out to?
Down payments of 50 gold if I have enough material to make the full mask out of ivory. If not, I will refund you. Full price will be 50 gold.
Okay, I hand over the gold.
Okay. You have a mask being made. Okay. Dave, you managed to follow Anethil's instructions and heading in the general direction of where Professor Ferrora was pointing towards the cleric side of the school, where she wasn't lying. While there is the main building of which the different incantations and spells are actually taught, there is a giant chapel that resides on the grounds of the school. And when you walk in, you kind of get a nice familiar feeling, as it definitely reminds you of the Church of Algaroth before Opal took over. As before, you've read in the different books that were in the cathedral, it was originally meant to be a universal palace of worship until Opal took over and resided a new cathedral to be built within Algaroth to remain as the universal cathedral, while she took over the old one and converted it into a church of Pharasma. So in here, you do get a familiar sense of different statues of all the different depictions of the gods. And it's a nice familiar feeling, as you are approached by Professor Ciel, or not Ciel, what the fuck is her name again? I forgot. I'm so sorry. There are so many fucking people in this school.
You're good.
Carlel. You are approached by Professor Carlel, who I'm gonna throw her image up right now.
This bitch speaks holy.
She speaks more than holy.
Yeah.
So she greets you with open arms, and talks a little bit with you. And then once finding out that you were a part of the Church of Pharasma, she loses all sense of professionalism, and she's just like, "Holy shit, you know Opal Florinia. That's badass." And as you can very, very clearly tell by this woman's attitude, she is a huge fan.
I just kind of start staring and blinking a bit dumbfoundedly. I didn't realize that she was such a famous person.
Well, of course, darling. She's the best of us all. A lot of us wouldn't even have the capability of our powers without her. So come, what is it that you need, Hit? I'd be more than happy to help you.
I've been on the road for a couple of months now. I just wanted a place oh god, pups everywhere. I just wanted a place to relax and worship. It's been too long since I've been inside a proper cathedral.
Oh, then by all means. This is your home as well. Take all the time that you need. And if you need anything, by all means, come find me.
Of course.
Alright, meanwhile, Gil, you are making your way into the library. This place is huge. On the outside, it has a TARDIS effect.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, it has a TARDIS effect. On the outside, it doesn't really look like there's much on the outside. So you're like, I don't know about this one. Maybe I got the wrong place. But
I may have seen a bigger library in my life.
Yeah. However, as soon as you walk in, it's just like floor to ceiling, multiple floors, books everywhere.
I'm now going to become a nerd and immediately go to anything involving aquatic magic.
So in front of the main doors is a large circular desk where there are several people talking with students and such. Small lines are accumulated, mostly gathering school books and such. You patiently wait in line as you're brought to the front of the line, and before you meets what you could probably assume is a woman by her very coarse voice, and you can't really see her face as like there's a big brown hood like pulled over it covering her face. She appears to be a little bit shorter than Usk, and then she's like propped up on a stool and a couple of books. She like barely lifts her head as like the top of the hood still covers most of her face, and she says, "Hello, what can I do to help you?"
Oh, hello. I'm just visiting the school, but I was told that we are allowed to peruse the arcane literature within the library.
Anything in particular that you're looking for?
Specifically, magics that involve the aquatics or weather in nature.
Evocation?
Preferably, yes.
42nd hall, about 25 rows to the left.
Thank you very much.
About? Not exact.
What was that?
I said
A
about,
lot
not
of
exact.
evocation magic, Cody.
I mean, Gil's just gonna walk off and start looking for the books. That's all he cares about right now. The books.
Go ahead and roll me. Just roll me perception or survival.
I got more points of perception.
Okay.
It didn't fucking help.
Yeah, Gil gets lost.
I rolled a 2.
Gil is just like, wait a minute, was it the 23rd row and the 42nd?
I can navigate the open ocean with no difficulty.
But
I get lost in the library.
reading a card catalog is just rocket science.
Dewey Decimal System for the win. Another point for the Dewey Decimal System.
Back with our group down in the main city, Usk leans down at Anethil and asks if there is anybody that can enchant his greatsword. Anethil thinks for a little bit, and she says, "I do know that there is a bunch of enchanters that could do that. Do you have enough gold for it though? Enchanting is kind of expensive."
Usk reaches in his bag and pulls out the 2 platinum that he got.
Okay, that's fair. And a base 100 system?
Yeah.
It's only 200 gold, Brady.
Usk doesn't know this.
Okay.
Usk doesn't know magic.
Then yeah, Anethil says that. That's only 200 gold, Usk. I'm gonna give her a if I'm not mistaken, the most basic enchantment on a weapon is over 1,000.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Well, maybe next time when we're on the road we'll find one.
Hopefully.
Alright, so as time passes by, the sun starts going down and dinner time starts to approach. Matt, give me another perception roll. 17. Okay. So,
Fuck you! I'm not as lost.
you managed to finally find the evocation section.
I pulled out my navigational charts.
He's got like a very crude map, like drawn on the palm of his hand.
I got like a crude map, and I'm using a sextant.
You finally managed to find the evocation section of the library.
I'm reading books about evocation.
Give me a knowledge arcana check then.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
You happen to catch one of the books that you just happen to glance at the corner of your eye. You like double back. You like do one of those cartoon things like where your head stops, it looks at the book while your body keeps moving. And suddenly it comes back and you're just like, ooh, okay, what is this? You know, you pull it out, spend some time reading it. And then I'm going to allow you, since you rolled a natural 20 on that, go ahead and add 1 evocation spell to your spell list.
Ooh, I assume first level, because I can only use first levels.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes,
This would have been great later.
Yes, 1 evocation spell to your spell list. And it has to be evocation.
Yep, no, I'm going there right now. Yeah, nat 20. I wasn't expecting that. Divination, enchantment. Okay, here we go.
All right. So as time finally goes towards dinner time, everybody is sent a message by everybody who has message. AKA probably just Gil and Anethil. To say, hey.
That is correct.
Say, hey, it's time to meet up. Let's get some food. And you guys all meet up in Center Square. Matt, you managed to check out the book and just like read walking with it. You guys catch up on your days, and then finally you guys are brought to Anethil's favorite tavern, which is the Platinum Sterling. Sorry about that. So yeah, Anethil leads you guys in. This is a rather large tavern. It scales 3 floors, tons and tons of tables all over the place. A nice round center table where you can see bottles of different ales and liqueurs line the inside around the center post. On it, you guys can see what appears to be some sort of a mechanism that is sending barrels down from the upper floors and into the main bar and down into the basement. And, barmaids, there are students all over the place. There are people all over the place. And you can see Anethil, she is excited. She is grinning ear to ear. And she's like, shouts over to the crowd, "Come on, I see an open table."
Just follow Anethil.
Yep, just follow along.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the grid off so that way we can move freely here. All right, so Anethil leads you guys over to a nice, large, empty table. She sits down. She glances around a little bit, and she takes like one of the pitchers of water and such, and then you can see she like goes to tip it like on the table.
Oh.
And as you can see the liquid drop from the pitcher, a glass suddenly starts to form as the water takes shape into like just a cylindrical glass, just appearing out of nowhere.
Gil is fascinated and loving this.
Usk is so confused by what just happened.
You would not believe how many times that got people. I'm surprised none of you freaked out. Here, try it.
All right, Anthony, and Gil immediately starts trying it. Does it summon the glass, or is the glass just tipping the? What makes this work? Gil's like trying to figure it out.
When the water flows from the spout of the pitcher here, it sends out a conjuration spell. There's a rune on the inside of it. It sends out a conjuration spell to where it generates the glass according to how much of the water you pour.
Huh. Fascinating.
Usk just grabs the pitcher and starts pouring and pouring.
And it goes and goes and goes. And you can see as he's pouring more and more water, the glass doesn't get it generates compared to the amount of water that it has. So it's like a usual like cylindrical glass, and then it slowly starts to widen itself a little bit to accommodate the rest of the water, eventually turning into basically the size of an ale, like the typical ale mug, like the wooden
A tankard.
Yeah, a tankard. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. And then eventually the water eventually does stop, and then now you have like a giant tankard of water.
You need to learn how to do this, Gil.
I mean, it's just a simple rune spell, and
Now, Usk, you see that little plate right there in the middle? Put the pitcher back on it.
Puts the pitcher back on it.
And then you guys all lean in to look inside of the pitcher. As you can see, another blue rune light up on the inside of the pitcher as the pitcher begins to slowly fill with water again.
That is quite interesting.
I love this. It's infinite water.
Yep, magical runes will create water, and then the conjuration runes.
I mean, I never studied much of runecraft. I didn't have a need to study it when I was learning.
So,
you should learn this for ale.
Because you guys can actually see
That's a very complicated process.
Drax's face, you know she's not really paying attention to what's going on.
What are you paying attention to?
I am looking at the ladies.
I knew it. Drax is scoping out the ladies.
Ah, yes, all of the young witches and wizardess. Yeah, Cody, you're getting an eyeful. You're getting an eyeful. It's your typical welcoming party.
Woo-wee.
Insert sorority cheerleader.
Hearing that, Usk's head just turns.
Gil is making a very active attempt not to eye anyone up.
All right, that's fair. So eventually, you are greeted by a gentleman, rather well dressed. As he approaches your table, he gives all of you a bow, and he smiles and he says, "Welcome, and very good to see you again, Anathil. How are you?" "I'm doing pretty good, Gary. How are you?" "Honestly, never thought I'd see you again here. Brought some friends, I see." "Yeah." How are things here? It's been a while." "Yeah, indeed it has. Busy as always. New students come in, always flock to here." "I'm gonna have my usual if you don't mind." "No problem. And what do you guys want? We can make just about anything here."
Now I gotta think. What would Gil want? Oh.
Other than him,
Right.
because we
You're right.
all know that's what Gil wants.
Right. Gil's restraining himself.
Not a
Us
boy,
just-
that's a man.
Us is just gonna look at Gil. I'm pretty sure he's not on the menu.
Gil becomes purple. I will have, in a very Gil says in a very shaky voice, it's smoked salmon. Thank you. And he
Man of
just
the
drinks
sea.
water.
Man of the sea. Great taste. How about you?
Yeah.
How about you, young
Yeah.
lady? What would you like?
Is there like a menu?
No.
Just say
You
something.
name, you
Make
name
it.
something and they will get it for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks for putting me on the spot.
I'm just trying to. Trust me, Dave. I feel that.
Do you want someone else to go before you?
Yes, please.
Smoked pork.
Need a minute? No problem. Smoked pork for the gentleman. How about you, sir?
Spit roasted pork.
Ooh. All right. Nice taste. Nice taste.
A lot of pork eaters.
Had to one up me, huh?
Oh, I went with something that would be made on the road.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Makes sense.
Any thoughts, young lady? Anything from your homeland that you like?
She's going to spout off some extremely frilly fruit and just extremely frilly fruit concoction.
Ah, prismatic fruits. Okay. I think we still have some of those. I could definitely check.
Ale.
No problem.
Ale.
An ale?
I'll
As
wine
he
if
looks
you
at
have
he's
it.
a big ass tankard full of water. This was a little disappointing.
That's fine. That's not a problem. He's gonna reach down to his ankle. He's gonna pull out what appears to be a magic wand. Tap on the cup and like make a swirl motion on it, and then suddenly you see the water turn from crystal clear to a nice dark color of a freshly brewed ale.
Are you God?
No. If he was God, he turned this water into wine.
As he reaches over and turns the water into wine.
I was really hoping Josh would do that.
No. Ale I can do. Wine, however, wine is a very delicate drink, and
That it is. I will not disagree with that.
cannot be done with magic, unfortunately.
Then may I have a fine wine to pair with the salmon?
I can certainly do that. How about you, sir?
A apple, kind of like, I forget what it's called.
Crisp apple ale.
An apple teeny.
No, like an apple ale.
Oh, cider?
Yep.
Apple cider? Okay, I can do that. And little miss, don't lie about your age.
Don't lie about your age. Anathil tried that in the past. Believe me, I've gotten better.
Wait, Cody, aren't you underage too?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. I just happily look at him and say, "Green tea."
Oh wait,
Green
actually, what's the legal drinking age?
21.
21.
Yeah, I'm underage.
Usk says nothing.
I mean, Gil's not saying anything either.
Actually, I don't think you guys know my actual age.
No, none of us do.
So green
No.
tea.
None of
Green
us
tea.
know each
You
other's
just
age.
look older than you probably are.
So green tea, you say, young lady. Would you prefer standard lemon tea, or would you like the druid's tea?
Druid's tea.
Okay, I'll be right back with those then.
No, Cody, so you said apple cider, so you just get an apple cider. Not like a cider.
All right. So as the bartender heads on out,
My, this place is quite a... what's the word?
Interesting. Fun.
Showy.
well, you gotta remember
Over the top.
Well, you gotta remember where you are. This is the most prestigious magic school in the world.
That's valid. It's one of the few. Was there only like 3?
Well, 4 technically.
Well, I mean, there is Mr. Eleanor's elite school of magic.
Yeah, but I mean, only the best get in there. And I've only ever seen like 1 or 2 people get accepted.
I did forget about that place's existence.
It's only for those that are extremely talented in the arcane.
I mean, not just the arcane, it's pretty much all forms of magic.
Honestly, I thought he would have had it be just arcane magic.
Universal.
Oh,
Universal. His school is he is the classroom of the elite.
Gotcha.
Alright, who's gonna go in there and act like they're the fucking moron
Basically-
and then not being the smartest person in the class?
Basically, Jomini's school is a school for prodigies.
And I'm just over here, the irregular.
At least you understand your place.
All right, so as you guys are sitting there and talking, the bartender eventually does come back. We each giving each of you gorgeous platings of all of your meals that you ordered. Everybody gets their drinks, and then before Anathil, he presents a large bowl. What you guys can see is a dark soup that also has like a bunch of little what appear to be vegetables and noodles in it. Says, there you are, everybody. Enjoy your meals. If you need anything, just give me a ring.
Of course, thank you
I
very
do
much.
have to ask: is my apple cider an alcohol?
It is
or
just a regular apple cider.
Damn.
They know.
I'm just gonna look at this man. I'm sorry, I don't have any rings.
Oh no, not actual rings. Us. There's a
It was
little
a joke.
there's the yeah. I'll tell them about your call system. Don't worry. Thank you, Miss Anathil. Enjoy your meals.
Thank you.
While a funny joke, Ask he gets enough flirting the way it is.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Gil's department.
No, he gets it all the time.
Hey, I have been very restrained.
I'm
I'm
surprised.
pretty sure your purple face says otherwise.
I can't help it. It's a natural reaction.
And so as you guys begin eating your dinners, in the background you can start hearing some of the bardic students playing their music, and as you're indulging in your meals, it brings you warmth and joy. Tasting meals from your homelands or your favorite meals, whichever one you guys ordered. It brings you home and it brings you joy.
Gil cries a little.
Yeah.
Just a single tear.
a single tear as he. I don't know how many times Gil is eating like Gil has like the utmost amount of table manners I think any of you have ever seen.
And then there's Usk.
Just scarfing down, like holding it by the bone, caveman style. Just nom,
Gil's,
nom, nom, nom.
Gil's over here working the forks inward.
So as you guys are in, I would probably say about halfway through your meal, through the music of the bards and such, you hear what sounds to be a group of people, bunch of footsteps coming up and sound like approaching you.
Oh, that's never. I put down my fork and
Look
knife.
at that direction with the bone of meat in his hand.
So as you guys look up from your meals, you can now see a group of what appear to be students.
I'm holding my wine glass in the most sassiest way possible.
Let me go ahead and drag all of these people over here. Give me a moment.
Ah, these fuckers look arrogant as fuck.
It's the Mean Girls group.
They do look rather arrogant, not gonna lie.
At least the first boy does.
That's 2,
But
3.
Ooh.
He looks fun.
I'm going to have a problem with every single one of these people.
probably.
Almost definitely.
I'm hoping just the boy, the bougie ass boy in white's just the dick.
Nope. I guarantee they're all gonna be dicks.
Oh, they're all gonna be dicks. I know it, but I'm really just hoping for bougie boy.
Okay, that one's taking forever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try
Try a stick figure.
a different one. There we go. That one worked.
Ah, a flute. A flautist.
Okay, she seems like she'd be the nicest one of the group.
Watch you be the meanest.
That's why I
So-
said seems like.
So now these would appear to be 4 students approach your table. And then we're gonna start with Prissy Boy over here. And he's going to walk up to the table and cross his arms and say, "Well, well, well. If it isn't the Coda returning from her hidey hole."
He gets
Us-
daggers immediately.
Us is just gonna look at this boy. You
I
might
immediately get a look.
operate-
So, Anathil, you do anything fun this afternoon? Ignoring him entirely.
I'm just gonna look at this boy, and as an intimidate check, you might want to stop right there and rethink what you're doing.
I'm just chatting up Anathil to keep her attention away.
She's gonna notice the people up here.
No. Over here,
Here,
now.
Josh, just so you have that.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna try and intimidate the whichever one walked up. Say, you might want to stop right there and rethink what you're gonna say.
Prissy boy.
Pretty freaking high intimidate, not gonna lie.
What's your roll?
13.
You only roll a 13!
The tiefling man is going to he's gonna look at you dead in the face, Oskin. He's gonna like cross his arms and make like a little pouty face and say, "Whoa, look at the little man throwing a tantrum."
Yeah, you're cutting out for us, Josh.
He said, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at the little man throwing a tantrum."
At least we're not the arrogant children.
The lady with the one instrument here is she's going to say, "Oh, what? We were just coming over to welcome our old classmate back to the school."
I see.
I
Would
see.
you happen to be the same classmates that made Miss Anathil preemptively leave the school?
Oh, she left on her own accord.
That answers the question perfectly.
Oh, it absolutely does. We're dealing with some grade A pricks here, gentlemen and ladies. Some people who don't know their place because they think they're better because they can play the flute or the violin.
I'd love to see them out on the road.
Prissy Boy's gonna lean over to the rest of his colleagues and say, "Well, at least they can actually spot good talent."
You wouldn't make it in any of Myryl's courts.
I'd love to see you try and survive on the road.
Oh, says the sailor.
Do I look like a sailor?
No, he's talking to
Yeah,
me.
he's mostly talking to Gil.
I may-
The lady with the flute is gonna look at Anethil and say, "Care to introduce us to your friends, Coda?"
Before that, I actually stand up and I walk away.
Jax is gonna murder someone in his
All right,
face.
Jax is just out. He's gone.
I walk away from the
them.
situation.
Oscar looks at them, looks at Anethil. Let's go. They're not worth our time.
Where's her character sheet? Give me a second.
I'm going to ring the service bell.
Let's see. I need to make a secret roll for Anethil real fast.
Secret roll!
Okay, and then
Secret roll.
sleight of hand. All their perceptions. Okay. Usk, you suddenly feel a tug on your your sash that's like wrapped around your waist a little bit under the table.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks confidently up at them and says, "No, it's okay." Very well then, you guys.
Usk just smiles and
Guys?
stands there.
I sit back down and sip my wine glass.
This is Garen. Next to him is Syndra. Next to her is Tiberius, and this is Crystal. They were my classmates when I was attending here.
I see. And what charming personalities they have, Anethil. You know, bitchy, bitchier, bitchest, and bitchier, and bitch talkalist.
Oh, you really ran out of adjectives.
I really did.
You need to
Really?
expand your repertoire of insults.
Listen, if I wanted to use sailor insults, I feel it might hurt their feelings. Who knows? I might break a bowstring.
Charming. Really. So, Coda, what brings you back to the school? Finally coming back to finish your classes? Perhaps traveling the road wasn't enough for you? Getting back onto the top of the class would be rather difficult to how low you stooped.
Usk is just gonna look at whoever said that.
Oh, pretty boy.
That was Garen.
So, Anethil, if I assume what he said, you were top of your class while you were here.
I wasn't exactly top of the class. Fourth. Fourth, to be exact.
So I'm assuming you were above him.
Actually, the only two I was above were Syndra and Crystal.
Ah, I see.
Garen and Tiberius were second and third, and our first one got drafted into the school of the
Mr.
Underdog.
Eleanor's school. Ah. I
Usk
see.
is just gonna chuckle at that, look at them and say, so they weren't good enough to make the cut.
Yes, Mr. Little Man. But at least we were still good enough to remain in the school.
I think you're talking to the wrong person with that. Do I look like I do magic?
No, you're more of a brute.
Hey, I say what you will about him, but he could probably cleave you in half faster than you can play your fiddle.
Yes, and you smell worse than the whores in the 9 circles.
It's an acquired smell. Some men love it. I give him a wink.
Usk just chuckles.
I got a retort. Some men just love semen. What can I say? Then I give him a wink.
God.
So Syndra is gonna look over at Anethil and she's gonna say, "So seriously, Anethil, what are you here for? Re-enrolling and catching up with the newest class? Or are you actually going to try for the auditions this year?" No, I'm here for the auditions. Why? What's going on? Well, no reason. It's just Crystal's been going for the auditions too. She claims to have come across a new masterpiece. Anathel's actually going to look over at the blonde lady and say, "A masterpiece already?" Oh yeah, Anathel. It's part of our course after all. And Anathel kind of looks a little defeated at the sound of that.
I look at Usk. Hey, Usk, you know what?
What?
I bet you I've heard better sea shanties than these four playing together.
I guarantee I've heard better songs on the road than these guys can play.
Snobbily drinks a wine glass.
Anathel's gonna do another sleight of hand roll.
Gil and Usk, a powerhouse of insults.
Usk, you're gonna feel a slap from Anathel a little bit and says, "Usk, shut up."
Up? Oh,
yeah,
shut up.
Was up.
Yeah, she gives you a slap and says, "Usk, shut up."
Usk just waves his hand under the table.
Gil just drinks his wine glass.
Oh, please. You all wouldn't understand good music if it smacked you in the face.
That's coming from someone who knows little about the history of the people here.
History is for the wizards, Seaman.
History is for everybody.
You never...
If you don't listen to history, you're bound to repeat it.
Oh.
Usk, I give you far... I don't give you enough credit for some of your witticisms.
Oh, you're worried about us repeating history. Well, honestly, the only person who should be worried about repeating history is the Coda over there.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you're referring to. All I see over here is Anathel.
The failure of a musician.
I still don't know who you're talking about.
Maybe he's talking about the tiefling, Usk.
Maybe.
Tiberius is suddenly going to be like looking at the three of you still at the table, and then Anathel.
I like how Dave's just been quiet this whole time.
So Tiberius looks at the three of you guys, and then suddenly at Anathel, and he says, he like slams his hand onto the table, and he goes, "No, you didn't tell them, did you?" I need a bluff roll from Anathel.
No.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm not gonna sense motive her. She's lying.
Oh fuck no. There's no way I'm making that.
No, of course
I would need almost a 20.
No, of course I told them. No, you're not playing those little games with me. You're not playing those little games with me. I know you're lying.
Yeah, I couldn't beat a 26 whatsoever.
Even with the nat 20, I couldn't beat it.
Look, I bluff.
Oh God.
Let's see, how's my bluff roll looking? That's a healthy 3 plus 3.
Nope.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I goofed.
Oh?
That's not supposed to be a
26.
No, that's not supposed to be a bluff roll. Hold on.
Deception? That's bluff. What am I saying?
Where is... I'm going to put that point in there. It's supposed to be a versatile performance check.
Fuck.
Well,
oh boy.
Well, still, that's... Yeah.
Okay.
But we're just going to go with the regular bluff. It's whatever.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Anathel has an ability that she can use her performance skill instead of the actual skill itself. Cool. And it counts for, in this case, bluff and diplomacy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Bards.
Gil likey. I'm just gonna like sip my wine glass and bitch face. Do you mind getting your hand out of my salmon?
Oh, yes, of course. I would have. Of course, he's gonna take. He's gonna reach over and grab Usk's ale, and
he's grabbing his wrist.
No, just grab the cup and pull him.
Yeah, even better. Pull him across the table.
Anethil's standing up and grabbing Usk's arm before he does anything stupid.
Listen, Usk was just getting a drink.
Usk,
and this man grabbed his cup. Usk is just strong.
Usk, don't.
What? I just want my drink.
Oh, my apologies. I meant to reach for the water.
Then you grabbed the wrong thing, sir.
Commoner's dishes look all the same to me.
I look at my salmon, which is some of the most bougie ass shit on the table.
So, Garen is going to lean on the table and say, "So, Coda, you never told them anything about your times here in school. I told them some stories."
Are you a bunch of dicks?
You didn't tell them anything.
She has no need. What's the point in dredging up the past that's full of arrogant assholes who decide who's better and who's worse for themselves, and yet are so protected by the walls of a university, probably can never make it within the real world.
Refer back to my previous statement about history.
I wouldn't even bother trying, Garen. This is Syndra talking at this moment. I wouldn't even bother trying, Garen. Obviously, they're not going to break. They'll figure it out eventually when they find out that they're traveling with a killer.
Usk just looks over at Gil, and then at Scarlet.
Can we just all start laughing?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
At that, I'm just going to start whistling.
I was about to say,
innocently.
Correction. She says a serial killer.
Looks at us. Looks at Gil. Whistles innocently.
No one seems to care at that stage.
Are you guys actually going to start laughing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can see like as she like gives a smug face at Anethil, everybody else in the table starts laughing maniacally. Everybody else at the table just starts laughing as like her face falls and like glances over everybody.
Oh, that's. Usk, how many people do you think you've killed?
Do you want an exact number or an estimate?
I couldn't estimate the amount of pirates I've eliminated in my time. What about you, Rose?
Do you want to count the time before I joined the church
that's
or after?
That's a good point there. Life is dangerous, kids.
Everybody roll me a collective intimidate check.
Fuck.
That's okay.
Brady.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no.
Yeah. Is that good for us or bad for them?
Bad for them.
Yeah. I just like after we stop laughing. Life is dangerous, kids. People die every day. You'll learn to deal with it.
Death is
Some of us
inevitable.
come
as
from
soon as
very
you accept it.
dangerous areas.
Death is inevitable, and as soon as you accept it, you get over it.
I love the fact that we've just collectively scared these kids effectively shitless.
Well, yeah, for the most part. For the most part, you did.
I like to think that this is when I come back. I show up behind them. It's like, "Hi, ladies. What are we talking about?"
You get a couple of jumps out of them.
Oh,
Like,
Jack,
come on.
they're talking about how Anethil is a serial killer and has killed many, many people. It's not like we live in a dangerous, dangerous world where most of us have worked and killed people for money.
Or survival.
Mostly survival in my case,
Ah,
but
defense of
when called
defense of
upon.
defense of ships kind of come with the territory. Pirates don't really like taking prisoners, so it's either kill or be killed. Effectively,
Yeah,
you can
that's
count
pretty
sinking a ship as killing like 100 people because there's a lot of people on a boat.
It's oftentimes that people forget that Pharasma is both a goddess of life and death.
That is true.
I invoke both sides.
That's enough scaring the children.
But Drac, it's so fun.
Well, certainly your bar has gotten far too low. Even now, you're dabbling with murderers, people of your own kind, huh, Coda?
I mean, I wouldn't call us murderers, but sometimes it's kill or be killed. You live in a world full of guns and swords. The violins aren't the most effective weapon in battle.
Uska's just gonna look at these children. So, are you
Go.
done here? Because you're kind of souring my meal.
Agreed. They've turned the wine foul.
At this point, they're just like looking at each other like, what the fuck do we do now?
They were not expecting this wombo combo.
Garen is going to stand up at this point and say, you know what? Fine. Enjoy the rest of your sloppy meals. And Coda, I'm not going to wish you good luck on the competition. Crystal is going to destroy you this time. And I cannot wait to see the absolute dismay on your face. As once again, you will find out that you are the worst.
This is a fine salmon, I'll have you know.
Insulting the food does not insult us; it insults the person that made it.
Really, we should call that server. Tell him that you think his food's shit.
Ooh.
Just as you can see Garen suddenly like reach behind him to go to grab his violin, and then suddenly you notice a hand grasps him, and
Please tell me it's Daddy.
a hand grasps him, and in a very low and deep voice, give me a knowledge history roll.
Okay.
All of us?
All of you.
Ah, fuck!
Damn.
Alright. Alright.
Come on. Knowledge history.
Okay, so suddenly you guys get a quick flashback back into Anethil's dreams. Back into Anethil's dreams.
Oh, it's pretty
Oh,
boy.
it's
isn't
him,
it?
isn't it?
As now, pulling Garen's arm down and appearing from the side. Let me go find his token. Where the fuck are you? There he
It's
is.
Pony Stick Pretty Boy.
As
It's Pony Stick Pretty Boy.
as Pony Stick Pretty Boy
Daddy!
appears behind him, giving him a glaring look. And standing next to Pretty Boy is another person. And he looks at Garen and he goes, "If I may dismay, these people are trying to enjoy a meal, not to be harassed by the likes of you. If you want to talk about talent, then perhaps you should focus more on your grades instead of your mouth."
Ah, man.
He must be the head guy.
Now, take your group and leave. Garen's just gonna yank his arm back, straighten his jacket, and glance back over at Anathil, give a huff, and then gestured for him and his friends to leave.
I wave bye with him with my pinky. Bye, little man.
So Pretty Boy's going to look at them and make sure that they walk away far enough. He's going to turn back to you guys and say, "My apologies for their behavior. Some of them in this school can be rather harsh."
Well,
No, there's no shortage of ignorance among them.
ignorance can be fixed. Arrogance is a learned behavior, sadly.
Yeah, mind if I join you?
Oh, please, come join.
Great.
You got them away. We've been trying to do that for 10 minutes at this point.
Yes, quite, it seems.
Well, Mind if I acquire your names?
Down the line, roll call, people.
Here.
Gil will stand up and extend his hand. Gil Oceanus.
He'll take it for you. He'll take it and give you a good handshake.
And I sit back down.
Usk raises his tankard. Usk.
I'm going to stand up and give a polite curtsy. My full name is Rosalie May, disciple of Opal Florenia.
I lean over to Drac. You think like that makes her last name Florinia?
No, but if you must know, my name is Drac. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Give me a second. I'm looking up notes here.
Also, kids, want to see my new spell?
Sure.
Woo! I could be more
Hey.
than
Scream.
God, that was so fun to use with Al.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to the ocean. You know what a lot of things in the ocean have? Sonar!
Sirens.
Oh, trust me, like my entire kit's gonna be water and Sonic.
So
You're
as
gonna be a
Anathil starts to introduce herself, he says, "My name is." He interrupts her and says, "Anathil Lynn Arizona."
Should we be creeped out the fact that you knew her name before she said it?
You see, like, as he says that name, she, like, her eyes go wide in absolute shock and horror.
Gil leaning forward, like wiggling his finger back and forth. I feel like I'm missing something here.
Agreed.
Anathil Lynn Arizona. Ex-member of the Varruqe School of Magic, Bardic School. And most importantly, the invader of my dreams.
Oh,
I knew you looked familiar.
he's
Besides,
from the
it was
Dreamscape.
personalities.
Yay.
He's
So it seems you
real.
remember it too.
Who would have guessed he's real? Actually, probably we should have guessed that.
Gil.
The best question is,
Stop
how
talking.
did we all end up together when you're all the way here and we're all the way in my realm?
I don't believe we've caught your name though, sir.
He spends a little bit of time, he just stares at Anathil for a while. And she just stares back at him, and she just manages to get out. How do you know my real name? Your name is written in history books, girl. It's very difficult to not know who you are.
now I'm intrigued.
History books.
You have my attention, but unfortunately I have to leave.
Oh, for Brady.
Yeah.
Well,
For Brady.
the VOD will be on YouTube eventually.
I know.
Or you can just watch it here on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to go. Have fun.
Didn't
Don't leave
Make
me
sure
with
you
you.
don't die.
What did Anethil? Oh, okay. She had introduced herself as Anethil Celio.
CL.
Ciel. Okay.
Yes, while Pretty Boy here is calling her Anethil Arizona.
Knowledge history.
Knowledge histories.
Tits. Fuck yeah.
I might have a shot at this one, maybe.
Probably not.
I will go ahead and roll for Brady.
I even drew Brady's token.
We all can. He gave us all control over.
I didn't
Brady.
know that. I just I could see Brady's. I was moving Brady's token earlier. I'm like, I can move this.
Yeah, we
so,
all can.
Cody.
Fuck.
You happen a light bulb goes off in your head as you think to yourself, Arizona, where have I heard that name before? And then it clicks in your mind. Approximately 70 years ago, there was a mass murder in a theater due to a person with the last name Arizona. You can't quite remember exactly what happened, but all you know is that that name is infamous from the mass killing in that theater.
I keep this information to myself. I don't speak out loud.
Oh, regardless, what is your name, sir? Or I gesture to the white-haired gentleman. If our other stoic friend here doesn't feel like talking, and who may you be?
My name is... This is Pretty Boy talking. Since we all seem to be acquainted with one another already, my name is...
One way or another.
My name is Typhul Mirasil.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mirasol.
My name is Jean Dirayo.
What the fuck did you slip in?
Just now.
Just now?
I didn't even get a Badoo.
I thought it was Brady coming back in.
He talked at the same time he badoofed.
Yeah.
So, Jomini, go ahead and introduce the name of your character again.
My
Oh,
name
tits,
is Jean
fuck yeah.
Dirayo.
Matt, shut the
One
fuck
more
up.
time.
My name is Jean Dirayo.
And it's very clear that all of us at this table have something very important to talk about.
Ah, yes.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Woo!
So yes, everybody, welcome Jomini back to the Silent Table and the culmination of Avalon, playing Jean de Rayu.
That's quite the name.
We are going to be meeting next week on episode 7 of the Culmination of Avalon. As now here at the School of Magic, questions are being answered, and the one that everybody has sought after found them. But the question lies: why is he here?
What does he want?
At Varruqe School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
So thank you all so much for watching. Tune in next week, next Thursday, as per usual, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I will, of course, see you guys again tomorrow on stream. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be playing yet. So, we'll see. Keep an eye on my Twitter. Follow it if you like. If you like this stream, please leave a follow. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. And thank you for everybody for staying a little bit later than I expected. And Jomini for jumping in and responding to my message as quickly as he did. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.